And recording is starting to do the recording. Greetings and welcome to Die Drink and Die presents the Grimstone Chronicles Season 2 Episode 50. This chapter will never end. Chapter 2, Episode 50? Yeah.
This is dungeon.
Marty just keeps on adding on enemies and situations.
Oh, you thought you were done? Not only did you think you were done? We'll add another bad guy, big bad guy coming. And just for fun, we're going to fly in a whole new dungeon for you to crawl through.
Well, the Flying Castle is allied with the cult, who games ago captured Amadeus.
Yes.
And asked Amadeus what the Steelrose Expeditionary League was up to. They knew about you trying to track down the lost mines, and apparently the treasure of the lost mines was too valuable of a target to give up.
So, now let's be clear. We don't necessarily... They might just be paratrooping in some dudes to mess with us. Because I actually, wiped that portion of the... I was like, oh, we got a naga to take care of and some brain crabs. A couple of things that turn you to... I was not mentally preparing myself from the revelations because I slept well after that session and apparently was like, no, ain't nothing wrong. I woke up in the morning with, the dog with the house on fire going, everything's fine.
Nothing can go wrong.
So we left off last game as Barnabas senses scrying magic upon Amadeus.
Amadeus.
And then Sunny detects two storms
coming.
Headed into the valley. One from the south from the Thorn Waste, which was familiar, like a sandstorm, and the other, this very cold, snowy, thunderous storm front descending down into the valley from the north with a vaguely castle-shaped object.
Can I mention my other concern now? It's that there will be some very large clusterfuck of power outside this area, which will bring the Imperium investigating, and they might just go, thanks for finding the mine. Get out.
Do you know what my favorite part of the mine is? That it's mine.
That's what I told Marty at the end of the game yesterday when we were all off. He's like, so what are you guys gonna do? I'm like, we're not leaving that mine unless we're dead. It's ours.
Oh, we're keeping it, and they're bringing the treasure for us.
We're not running away and coming back later. It's ours.
It's like the castle shows. Oh, thanks for bringing our gold.
Not all the party members have the same priorities as Barnabas.
Well, get on board and get out.
Get on board! Because we're the ones that'll protect you from the gnome when he returns to kill you.
So it's good to see you guys. Saw you guys since Thursday. Probably not enough has happened for us to do the how'd you do's. Why don't we just jump in?
Sounds good.
All right.
Hey.
Okay. Hey, you know who we are, by
We're doing playing D&D. All right, let's get to it.
All right.
Get to it, eh?
We left off in combat.
What you gonna do?
As there are still some minor threats, things that are trying to turn you to stone. We are round 4 in combat, and Amadeus gets to go unless he already took his turn and I didn't. You are currently...
Oh, he did take... yes,
sorceress.
that is where we left. He had pinned her.
Okay.
And was holding her for Slake.
Okay. Slake looks like he wants to step on all of their heads.
Amadeus is basically setting her up, so it's very easy for him to do so.
Have at her, Slake.
A thought crosses Barnabas's mind that these people may have achieved that strange power that you have all stolen, that killing them this way may be a waste.
Yeah. Try and keep him alive. We might be worth, drinking.
Slake's still raging. You've got to...
Where?
More few words. We're not convinced. Amadeus
is thinking, It's only one. So
Okay.
open for the stompage.
Slake is not even looking at the Crystal Sorceress. He's looking at Chief Kobalt, who he kind of slammed up against the wall and knocked out. He's yelling down at the guy's basically unconscious body. You got until the end of the round to convince Slake if you want him to not just step on heads. Cog, what are you doing?
Okay,
Still
Cog's
hissing
gonna go
grapple?
and stand on top of the chief and
Yep.
say, Slake, it'll hurt them more if we drink them. Let's steal their powers. Don't kill them like this. Steal their powers. That'll stick it to them. Sorry. That'll stick it to them. Drink their powers, Slake. We'll all drink the powers.
All right, you're
I'm
Slake.
so gonna get slammed.
You're Slake's buddy. I'm going to give you a +4. It's not.
Oh,
enough
no!
Time, it's not enough time to do a diplomacy check, so this is just straight charisma. And then you're also like his construct friend, so I'll give you another +2. So you've got a
We're
+6.
Iron Brothers.
Yeah, Iron Brothers. That's a total of +6 plus your charisma modifier, and you need to break. You need to break. It's a reasonable request. You need to break 18.
Ooh, mama.
Is there?
It's a reasonable request to a raging barbarian who's trying to do his.
Do you?
Mythic point.
Yep.
Did you include Good Hope?
No, I didn't.
You should.
Okay, well then, Good Hope.
I
you
don't need
to
it.
spend your surge. He starts punching the wall.
It's gonna hurt him. Don't worry. I'll make sure of it.
Amadeus will tie up. Or are we still in combat?
We're still in combat.
We're still in combat.
They just get up mythic monster manuals here.
There's brain crabs and radilisks and medusers and
Medusers. Yep, we're gonna fight the Medusers.
Yeah.
There's still things about.
Is what I tell you.
that's what I say, medusers.
There's still things about if you're done messing around inside.
Okay.
Reload, boys!
This Medusa spreads her bat-like wings. Is
Oh,
gonna
mama.
fly, is going to fly over the.
Hey, lady, how you doing? What's good?
Oh.
Oh, she's horrible to behold, and she's going to target her gaze.
I'm assuming Polly is inside.
Yeah, Polly should.
We're gonna pop Polly back in Barnabas.
She has like a belt full of chakrams, and she's got one in her hand.
Don't you chakra me.
Xena the Medusa. Xena the Medusa.
You can't use
Xena
that
the
weapon
Medusa
without
princess.
She glances down at the archmage gear that's doing like the sort of wave in the tentacled mass. She notices it. She's not going for it. She's
Don't
trying
you
to avoid the
dare.
tentacles. But she is going to stare intently at. Oh, look at these people. Thogrim or Widget, I guess, are right in the front there. So.
I am very invisible, except for the shiny, glowy. Everybody can see me. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So 1 is Thogrim, 2 is Widget, 1 is Thogrim. Need to make a Fortitude save, DC 22.
Right on.
That is not an insignificant fortitude save.
No, there's more than one of them in that room.
Right. 22, you say, huh?
It's turned to a rock, so I think we can.
13, 14, 15, any other bonuses?
You're too far away from Cog. You got Good Hope.
Added that in.
This is not a spell effect, but you're also not
Nope,
a
this
dwarf.
is a supernatural ability.
It's a super ability.
Super, thanks for asking.
Yeah! Not today! Ah! I'll show you, Stone. Reload, boys!
You will pay for your trespasses!
Her head's gonna pop off any instant now.
Hopefully they leave hearts. I think we're trying to take them alive, I think.
Preferably, yes. They're full of delicious.
You're making it harder. Clip our wings. Bring it down to my level.
Okay. She also somehow, with an extra action, whips her chakram at you. She gets to roll twice on this attack roll, and the higher the two results.
She's being a dickbutt.
Leave him alone. His chakrams are already aligned. I'm sorry, I had to make that. Yeah. I know, I just like puns. I'm a fan of the pun. I hold them back most of the time.
Plus one from above, and this is going against Thogrim.
She's going against Thogrim? Okay.
Oh, damn it! I rolled a 4 and a 3, so 23 for the poison.
No, you is me, sir. You is me, see.
It kind of splits and goes back together, and it what do you have in your hand? Your gun?
I have a gun and like a musket, and what else do I have?
Does it pop images?
30.
Then nope.
Okay. It tinked off your gun and then went flying back into her hand.
Oh, yeah.
And you notice a bunch of the snake heads go immediately back down to the chakram and are like
licking.
Well, not kind of licking. They're kind of wrapping their fangs around it, and their fangs are dripping poison into it. I think she's in trouble now, though.
Oh, she's so it's just don't explode her.
Thanks for bringing yourself as treasure. Your tributes.
All right, it's Wicked's turn or the Rattle's turn. Something happens to them because of the.
On their turn.
Are we still hasted, by the way?
So they get a will save.
So we've been 4 rounds.
So they get a will save to understand that they were hit with an illusion, and then they get a fort save to not fall asleep if they don't make the will save.
28 and 16.
16 fails, 28 makes it.
Okay, so that one, the spell goes away, and the other one needs to make a fort save or fall asleep?
Fort save or fall asleep.
$31.
Okay, it doesn't fall asleep, but it's still under the effect of the spell.
Okay. And then what CMB... So I think if they try to move through this difficult terrain, and your things get a grapple check, right?
Yes.
Against them? So give me one grapple check for this round, because they're going to start moving through the tentacle. To follow their mistress.
No, never mind. Tentacles don't take it. Hope. 30.
That's pretty good.
Nice.
Happy grabby.
Very well done, sir.
Okay, so 30 misses by 1.
Yeah, man. Are you sure they don't get good hope?
Did you get a good hope, Bart song?
And, well, they move at 40.
He has
So
no
they're
limit.
moving at 20 through these tentacles. One move.
Don't get so close to me. Don't get so.
Okay, so
There
they're all still in the tentacles, but they are now within range 2 of them to try to petrify. They're going to do one on each of the people that are in the front rank. Damn it. Eamon's just out of it. So two out of the 3 people. I don't know if you have to see. Give me a second.
Because if you have to see, they wouldn't know that he's blind. They can still target him.
Yeah, they're pretty dumb. but it's Thogrim and Widget.
Okay.
The eyes of these strange Ratalists glow green, and you feel your skin starting to harden, and the fortitude save for the petrification is... Whew. These guys are 22 as well.
Oh, this is
Nope. Stone.
natural 20, not stone.
Throgrim couldn't keep doing it, man. Too many saves.
There's well, and I think Bard Song is up again. So
Bard Song is up again.
Okay, you see Widget kind of like step back from it and close his eyes, turn around, and then Thogrim just is starting to, his skin's starting to turn
Oh, you shit.
do you want your saving finale him or no?
Yes.
Sorry, that was my when I was saying you
Sorry.
want.
I'm trying to think. Did I? No, because up Bard Song again. Yeah, so I can cast Saving Finale again. Yes. Thank you, Adam, because I'm not quite in the game yet.
That's all right. I'm just trying to be like, well, because maybe Thogrim is safer as a statue.
There we go. He's back.
There you go.
All right, so Barnabas is like, don't do that.
Aye, enough of that, enough of that. That's how it ends.
He looks at you, quick nod.
He scolds you for almost succumbing to the spell.
Yep.
Why don't you get closer and share in the wealth?
Okay, that was the Medusas and the Ratalisks pushing past your barrier of inky black tentacles. Brenos. The threat had just ended here, and you're like, oh shit, there's stuff behind us.
Yep. So I'm no longer fatigued. There is stuff happening behind us, most definitely. Yeah, I think at a minimum he just needs to be the closest thing to have everything pointed at him to fort safe his way to victory. Okay, so Brenos is going to
roll a 1 to victory. Is that what
to not roll a 1 to victory, exactly.
It's like we played this game before.
Okay, Brenos is going to move forward. Yeah. All right. So we're going to move in. I don't know if it has reach or not.
They do. No, they're snakes. They're snakes.
Okay.
They're long.
I'm going to move in. I'm going to whack the snake. I'm going to attack it non-lethally. I rage. I'm going to attack it non-lethally. I'm going to whap it out because, although I do have a sword that I think counts as deiforil, so I could come around and just actually stab the things, but we're not going to. We will cross that bridge later.
Just all the juice is mine.
All the juice is mine.
Carlos walks out, tenth here. This is fun.
This is fun. Look at what we did.
It might not just be the sheer number of mythic.
No.
There might be another requirement. Although all of you guys are mythic rank 1 at this point. All right, so it is injured. It's like making weird head movements compared to the other ones because of Widget's spell.
AC 47.
Yeah, you strike it.
Not a critical threat. All right, give me 1 second. I'm recalculating my damage because it has gone down a little bit. 9. The weapon bonus, strength becomes.
You notice that all 3 of the Ratalisks were looking at Thogrim. They got excited when he almost turned into stone.
Yeah, they're dicks.
Almost like they were going to feed on it. But you you're reminded that you're dangerous and that there are other dangers. How much damage?
Sorry, 31, 40, 49? Seems really high. All right, so 2d6 plus buff to the gills, 55 non-lethal.
Woo! Non-lethal. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You think these things are mythic?
It is.
Yeah,
It
I
is
think they're
still up.
mythic. I was told that everything in that cave was mythic. I'm not killing anything that came out of that
You
cave.
slap it on the side of the head with your blade. It shakes its head and looks. It's now looking down at you. It hisses and rattles.
Okay, I will intimidate it as a free action.
Okay.
Um,
The DC of this thing is
29.
17. It gets a what bonus for being larger? 2? Or 4?
It would be +4 for size. Or it's yeah, it's
21. DC's 24.
47.
Okay. Am I making a saving throw?
Yeah, it needs to make a saving throw. This will be versus frightened. It's not holding anything. If it
16.
fails, it'll be frightened for 4 rounds.
Okay.
And then it will be panicked for, or still it'll be shaken for another round after that, but it'll go cry to mommy. And I will, so that's a move, rage, a haste attack. I've got 2 actions left. I'm going to enter a defensive stance and ready to attack the next thing that gets within reach.
Okay. Blind Eamon. What's he doing?
Sorry.
Nothing. There's nothing he can do, really.
Okay.
Oh, he does heal, though. He's using his spontaneous healing.
Good. That ain't nothing. Thogrim.
Hey, aren't you glad you ain't a statue?
Yes. Now, did I realize that they have an area of effect? Like a range?
They were not trying to turn you to stone back here. They are now here.
The one in the back didn't try to turn anyone. This guy didn't try to turn anyone to stone.
His eyes didn't glow green like the other.
Okay. So let's vital strike the snake lady.
Okay.
26. Something like that.
She's flapping her wings trying to get out of the way.
And then we're gonna. So let's see how she does with this.
Not well.
84.
Did you hit her?
Yeah, 26 touch.
You should check the. Normally you check the bonus to hit first before it's just like.
Oh no, I did. I called it.
Okay.
I thought Marty said you hit her.
Okay.
Looking at her powers. Okay, you did hit her, and then how much damage did you do?
86.
84, or was there 2 missing?
84. Sorry, 84.
84. Her DR is 5 epic. So 79.
She's not bloodied, I guess.
Oh, I think she's bloodied.
103. Does she have another 79 hit points? No. She needs to make a fort save or die.
Don't kill it.
She makes a save, but
Had a good chance of not.
yep. Yeah, she got hit in the shoulder. She dipped her wing down. He caught one of the pinions of the wing. You crunched her wing.
Can I tell how badly off she is?
Well,
Cannon or bullet is what I'm trying to figure out.
he's at least bloodied
She fails her fly check, so she descends
into the tentacles.
into the tentacles. The CMB this round was 30,
It was, yep.
which is good enough to grapple her. So she's grappled in the tentacles.
It takes like a pittance, I think.
1d6 plus 4.
Minus 5 for the DR.
Yeah.
Now,
So
does Thogrim know
Takes 5
if...
damage.
5 damage, so a tentacle wraps right around her neck and pulls her in.
Tee.
Eyes of hate. It's It's not Widget or Thogrim's spell, but she is staring at Thogrim because Thogrim just cannoned her this round.
Because Barnabas is behind them going, it wasn't.
Does Thogrim know if he's immune to the attacks of the ones that got him or not? The gaze. Does he know or...
Do you want to take a round?
No, I got stuff
Or
to
not a
do.
round, an action? It would be
No,
Knowledge Arcana.
He's going to step back.
Widget
one-
knows
for-
the answer
for-
because the same one got him twice.
Knowledge Arcana or Knowledge Nature, depending on whether you want to think about the Medusa or the Rattlelists.
No, he's just going to back up to... Oh, not there, not that far. Here.
Okay.
Yeah, there is good. God damn it,
You're gonna
Thogrim.
hide under your cannon.
No, I'm just measuring and I fucked up. There we go.
You're gonna go to
Alright.
maximum range where you can manipulate your cannon.
We're gonna hit the coaster
Rugnet
snake.
Gold Snatcher is out, as well as Chief Kobalt, the things in the water.
I'm not done. There's still a haste.
Oh, okay. A haste.
I'm hitting one of the snakes.
Alright, which one?
The closer one. 11, 29. This guy. Oops.
Okay.
33 damage.
Well, what did you hit?
Oh, 29.
Okay, that is a hit. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I hit. Last time I
Are you still first range increment? I think so.
with the
Yeah.
cannon.
Oh, you shot with a cannon? Oh, sorry, I thought you were
Yeah.
yeah, it's right there.
I'd be like, cannon, do your thing.
28 points of damage, and the cannonball kind of ripped off and bounced off its scales. It's a snake, so it's kind of hard to tell, like how bad you crushed it, but it's still moving.
Yep.
It is now bloody.
Reload, boys. They're actually gonna spread out.
Crystal
Get the-
Sorceress is down, and
She's pinned.
Grappled.
Pinned.
pinned.
She should be trying.
Yeah, she should be trying to
She
escape.
should try something. Bleeding. I don't know. Something.
Oh, this guy's gonna go up to Thulgrim. One move. Mhm, 60. There you go, bud.
She's just rolling for 20s to escape, I think, or to get out of the.
She should try.
And she struggles. You just keep on pushing her head down on the ground a little bit harder. Yeah. She's clutching onto that staff. She's trying to turn it around to look at you, and then you step on her hand with the staff.
Nope.
Can't castle pinned like that, right?
Well, pinned, no.
Yeah.
There's the concentration checks and everything.
Widget.
Well, glad to see you like being in the fight. He's gonna shout at Thulgrim, who ran away.
Just shaking some dust still off him.
Widget's going to fly forward,
Okay.
and
This group looking angrily at Widget.
we're going to
stare in the face of the Medusa.
we're gonna try to knock out this Rattlelisk
Okay, with the whirligig.
with the Whirligig. The Whirligig's bonus to hit. Is this a gnome or a construct?
No.
I'll stop looking at Sunny's bonus to hit because that is crap. All right. All right. So it's -2 off of the previous bonus to hit. Okay. Sorry, to knock out. So that's AC 27.
Missed by 1.
Above? From above?
No, I'm trying to be below because I don't want to be shot by them. That's fine. I missed. That's a thing that happens. All right.
When you roll a 2.
When you roll a 2, exactly. 1d20 plus, and then I've.
Bard Song's down right now because of
Yeah.
Oh, so no, I missed by a lot then. Sorry, I forgot the part song.
Yep.
Subtraction. Okay,
Because
so
of the
this
finale.
is
Yep.
because of saving Thogorum's ass.
3 minus 4 minus 5 minus 4. All right. Woo-hoo! AC 20.
No, there's tentacles that are getting in the way. These rubbery tentacles.
All right, so I moved, I attacked twice, and I think I'm going to move again, because the bravest gnome is the one who lives the longest, or the best gnome is the one who doesn't die. So we're going to fly around the corner.
Which makes you better than the last gnome here.
Oh yeah, he was, that was a stupid thing. Oh, you better kill me now, with all my friends near me with the battle spells running.
Okay, the hungry swimmer. We forgot the things in the water. So things in the water.
After seeing they didn't see all the destruction. There's just
they want to see the snakes die, and they want Amadeus.
No, yeah, what are we gonna do to these guys?
We're gonna be happy we don't have insanity points.
Oh yeah, Call of Cthulhu rules. We'd be dead by now.
What do they say for those with the comprehend languages? Sunny in the comprehend languages?
The Brenos has comprehend languages.
Brenos? And then
Brenos, yeah, he likes to know what
Barnabas,
people are saying.
speak Aklo?
He speaks Aklo.
They're saying give us the tadpole, give us the receiver. And kind of like there's this or else, like, mixed into it.
There's a threat in there.
Yeah, there's a threat. They think they're bigger aberrants than you guys.
They are more aberrant than most of us, yeah.
Horrible tentacle.
Now let's be clear.
They're flying very slowly, and like the volume of a garden hose is kind of like just sort of spraying out from underneath them, like they were all filled with water. Their talk is very, very merfolk, like they're kind of gargling in water. There's the snapping of their claws and this weird flipping sound from the tentacles, kind of.
Now,
they're floating, right?
If I had the option of waking up in the middle of the night and Amadeus was suddenly in my bed, or one of these things was in my bed, I would take one of those things. That's less dangerous. It's got to be.
Seeing the fish eye in the middle of them, they look suspiciously like crab beholders.
Yep.
Good thing my cannon's not
The hungry
magic.
swimmer is still being patient.
He's playing the long game.
Yeah, he's got his tomahawk. He's waiting for birds.
You'll get that Chivo eventually.
I will get you, rank 6 Master Hunter.
Mark was talking about Red Dead Redemption quest. Earlier.
Yeah, and when I decided to give up on certain quests.
Right, Agony. What is Agony? Agony's flying around somewhere. Yeah, he's flying above. Underneath Aemon. I think he's going to do the widget thing.
Yep. Ain't no reason to take fort saves that you don't need to take. Like, why? You stand there, just get wailed on with spells.
He flaps his wings in front of the cannon. He takes a swing at the Ratalisk. And Agony's not going to take a chance. After he saw Widget miss, he's going to use his spell. I always get them mixed up, the two. Spell Strike and Spell Combat. He's going to use his Spell Combat.
Remember to keep them alive.
To cast a True Strike.
That'll keep it alive.
We might as well burn them. True Strike for him is out of his Magus or his Sorcerer, I forget. It's out of his Sorcerer. He only has 15 first level spells per day. Thanks. Ring of Wizardry. Alright. And then we're trying to not kill them?
We're trying not to kill them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he rolls a nat 20. He's doing non-lethal damage with the True Strike. He rolls another nat 20. He crits with the
Well, he might have had a boo-boo.
It's a reduced critical with a medium death. Uh-oh.
You could have
Why'd you
opted not to crit. I'm just saying.
Well, he's going to do a bunch of non-lethal
Didn't
damage.
have to crit.
But he chose to.
He's gonna do a ton.
Well, but he wouldn't have done enough with a single hit.
Yep.
I understand why that's
Yeah, he would have.
I understand why.
All right,
You're getting a dirty look. That's what's happening.
Well, that's fine. I'll give him all the dirty look. I'll give him a dirty look. That Marty doesn't get a dirty look. Agony gets a dirty look.
He does 76 non-lethal, which was enough non-lethal
to knock
to
it
knock
out.
it out. 100.
Not enough to start doing physical damage.
Yep. So it's unconscious, but the medium death effect.
Well, it's also
Yeah.
going to be just chewed on by tentacles for a while.
I need to find where is it?
Is that dismissible?
Crit chart.
Yeah, I think so.
Don't dismiss that shit.
It's got to be. It's also 1 round per level. It won't last that long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last game was 4 rounds.
Yeah.
Nope.
9 rounds left.
All right, medium death. I'm gonna have to do some scripting for these subcategories. It just will take forever. Medium death. I need to roll a d4. We're hoping for low because they get worse the higher they get. 4. It's just simply a DC 30 fourth save or die.
Oh, is that all?
No con damage though, so it just needs to make it save.
Or its head falls off.
Yep. It has a 15.
I can make it.
I don't like its odds.
I don't like its odds either.
31.
Oh, hey.
It had
So he hit it
determination
really
and grit.
hard. Wham! Its head went smacking against the wall, but then some tentacles grabbed it and sort of lowered it down, and they're squeezing.
Agony, easy, that's our lunch.
We are gonna be so bad.
So he flew in, did his single action, and then is going to. Let me check his fly skill. Can he do wing overs and that sort of thing? He's got a plus 19 fly.
Nice.
Because he's been
That lets you-
jacking ranks into it. So
Let you hover easy.
yeah, so he's able to flap away. He flaps to about here. He looks back and he just gives Widget and Thugrum and Barnabas a nod. He nods in that
It's
direction.
like, does he want to flap back to the magic area? Just in case?
He's fine. He knows. He wants to be out of view.
Yeah.
Look where he is.
When has Agony not acted self-preservationist? Sunny.
Sunny
He's puffed the
Really?
clouded dragon. Is,
really wish he had 8th circle spells so he could just dimensional lock this space so whoever's tried to teleport in from the castle just can't. Just be like, ha. But we can't. That's not a thing that we can do.
Well, hopefully whoever's coming in from the castle doesn't know about the first room. And it'll just be a room filled with statues by the time.
So, what are these? Sonny's going to have a think about the Eyes of the Deep.
Yep.
I think I can see it from here. What is that?
I actually don't think you can from there. There's a 9 foot increase, and then there's a building in the way, and a bunch of tentacles. You're gonna have to go and have a look.
I'm not going to go and have a look. Are you nuts? I mean, I'll move over a little bit.
Yeah, if you flapped up and over, and you're near the ceiling, yeah, you can see
Yeah.
it. Okay. So
Yeah.
you heard them speak, so you know that there's something there.
Yeah,
Okay.
what is
so
it?
What are these things? Okay.
Yeah.
Good question.
Yeah.
The internet knows. Give me a second.
Uh,
It's knowledge engineering.
Oh my God. This is going to be one of those. Hey, Barnabas, what is that? This is going to go poorly. All right, we go over there. We're having to think. We're having the hardest think that our brilliant mind. 21.
Okay, so they are aberrations.
Nope.
They are not as fearsome as beholders, even though they are part of the beholder family evolutionary tree. They are aquatic in subtype, and you know one of their powers, their central eye, is a stunning cone.
Oh, there's they strong fortitude about you, and the big eye is gonna knock you down. You should get a look at this, Barnabas. These things are just freaky.
We're getting there. We've got other things right now.
Understood. He'll take his next action because he's moved and thought. His last action will be to examine the Rattlelisk.
Okay. That one is a knowledge, I believe, Arcana. Go ahead.
Okay. 37.
Nice.
Something I know about.
Yeah, they're a variant of basilisks. Effectively, think of like an advanced basilisk that that has been infused with this heroic power. These things actually gain sustenance by breaking up and eating or kind of draining the stone statues of their victims.
They eat the rocky forms of sentient beings.
Or just creatures that they...
Just anything that was alive.
Yep. You know about their DR epic. Their rattles might have some fear effect they haven't let off. And they have poison teeth. Similar to Medusa poison.
They're big snakes that are also basilisks that are also very powerful.
Yep.
They're scary.
Because of their size, it's almost like you've mixed a viper with a constrictor.
Viper constricted basilisk.
Yep.
Okay.
They're not the most fearsome thing on this field. Like one of these things, you guys can beat.
It's the turning to stone part that's a problem.
Yep.
Yes, I confirm that.
Okay, that's his turn.
Okay. I don't know if there's anything else you want. 37 is pretty good. If there's anything else you want to know.
He left.
Okay. Yeah, sure, Paul. Barnabas.
He's good.
Starts up Bard Song again.
Okay.
And immediate action used. So I don't have 2 actions left to cast a spell, so I will just step back here. Scary buggers, aren't they? You lot should really get out there. It's looking bad.
Slake is going to overrun the crystal sorcerer. He's going to encounter her one mirror image. He overruns her. She technically wasn't prone, so she's prone now. Get down! He kind of runs into her with his elbow extended.
Whew.
The mirror image. He finds her, avoiding the image.
Ooh.
1d. No, so this is the successful 30 plus 16 plus Bard Song and Good Hope. 59 damage. 80. 98.
I would say remind me in the future never to torment a clan of powerful dwarves, but I think that goes without saying.
Then there's an AOO that is incurred for the successful overrun.
Is she still conscious?
Yeah.
She took almost no damage. She just got grabbed.
Yep.
I mean, she took damage from being punched, and you whacked her one, but like,
Amadeus, yeah, I'll take a punch at her.
give her non-lethal.
I think
Non-lethal, yeah.
Cog also gets a.
Yep.
So
Whap her in the face.
47
For
2d8.
some reason, I can't make Slake go to the front.
Where do you want her?
There's
Where do you
the
want her to go?
Bard song. 29.
This bug thing is always
Can I
important.
smack?
It's 42 non-lethal.
Okay.
I think Cog goes first, so if Cog puts her out, he's not going to hit her.
No.
Oh,
sure.
the mirror image. You got her.
Okay.
And then Cog. The mirror image still remaining.
31.
You tag your image.
Okay, there you go. Pop.
So her image is gone, which is good.
And
I meant to do that.
the 42 non-lethal, is she out now, or?
False life is gone, and you guys are bypassing
Yep,
+4 for stone skin.
I am, yeah.
All right, and then there's also the vampiric shadow shield. So
I'll take it.
give me a second here. So she would have done the shadow shield on Slake. Slake is immune to necromantic damage, so that didn't happen on him, but it does happen on Amadeus. So 1d6 plus 14. You take 16 negative energy, and
Okay.
she heals 4 because of that, which is in both pools because you're doing non-lethal. All right, and then Cog missed.
Yep.
Does Shadow Shield heal, or does it provide temporary hit points?
It heals her 1/4.
Vampiric shield.
Cool.
Yep, it's a neat spell. You guys should look into. You should spell better.
I can't spell good. It's a problem.
Wayveko, where are her stats? Give me a second. Where did she go? No, these are Brickhammer clan. Kralis, the Crystal Sorceress. She has. Ooh, well, that might have knocked her out though. Dwarf will give her an extra 14 hit points minus the 15 that was on her false life. She's got 130 hit points. False life would be 120. 10, 10. And you guys have done. Yeah, she's unconscious. Because of Amadeus's loving squeeze. He squeezed her out.
Time for struggling is over. It's quiet time.
Alright, so Slake overran her, was about to hit her again, and then just turns back around, so that was an overrun. He's got 2 more actions. He's going to come around the corner to see what Brennis is up to. And has to double move to get all the way to where Brennis is. Big fucking snakes! Ah! He's...
Aye. Ah!
Amadeus?
Amadeus is going to follow Slake. Oh, over here.
Take him alive.
So that's one move.
Okay. Loping along the ground and running out. The misshapen form of Amadeus. The hunchback of Foundry.
And the tongue extends as he tries to bite this thing. 20. Oh, wasted. Is he 33?
That hits a Ratalisk. 6 plus. Yeah, the 140 hit point snakes that turn you into stone.
Yeah.
You did a good job at slowing them down, because having them all around you.
Yeah, bad. Plus 19.
Well, just make 3 fortune saves, DC 22, or be turned into a rock.
So 28 damage.
Okay.
And Amadeus will grab it.
That 28 damage Knocked it out.
Okay, then he will just. Never mind.
Your horrible tongue lashes in through scales, pulls out a bunch of ribs from the thing, because snakes are just a bunch of ribs on the inside. And the thing, rubbery, kind of flops to the ground. It's still part of its tail is still in the tentacled mess.
Maybe I will grapple it then.
Okay, and just pull it out of
and pull it out of the thing. That'll be the last.
All right,
yeah.
so you reposition it kind of around.
Right there. Yeah.
I mean, what is that? You gotta talk the snake up against the reserve.
It's a soft landing. You'll be fine.
He's actually standing here.
Yeah.
Watch out for the teethy bits.
Cog. Oh, actually, end of the round.
El Surprise.
You hear a familiar voice, one that you, for a brief period of your life, called Master. Rezmir's voice is in your ears. Very interesting time for you on this. We've arrived outside.
Oh, no.
Please send your delegate out to the valley. 1 person, 2 guards. Any treachery afoot will be met by the combined force of the others who've agreed to treat. Do you understand?
No. They want to talk. Rezmir wants to talk. And he says something about others who want treats or something.
Not just I, but the Queen will be there, as well as the Druid to the south.
I'll tell her the Queen will be there when we're done killing her pets.
A banner of truce has been raised.
Shut up! I'm gonna kill you!
Very well. The combined might of all forces will wipe you out, and then we'll deal with the valley.
We're gonna drink you all.
I'm in danger.
I'm thirsty.
It's his own fault for trying to negotiate with the idiot
Yep.
grapple fiend.
Is Amadeus yelling his response out loud?
Yep.
Okay.
You trying to delete
Who are
those?
you talking to?
Well, you know because there's a scrying sensor that's
You
following
know who's scrying him.
and you made your spellcraft check, so you see Rezmir looking down at Amadeus, and it's a message spell, so the DC of hearing this conversation is only a 25 perception.
I heard it.
So Brenos heard it by being beside him.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, Brenos needs to roll a 2.
Distance, so.
Oh, Brenos is literally beside him.
Yeah.
So
I'm talking the other guys. So 27 for Widget, Sunny, and Barnabas. Perception check to hear the conversation.
Barnabas automatically makes it.
Widget
Yeah,
doesn't
he's,
know
he's
Barnabas
casting
doesn't.
message through the scry sensor, so it's actual talking.
Okay.
In Amadeus' ear, but Amadeus is going nuts. Okay.
Cog?
I sure hope you do not speak for your friends, this league. This Steelrose Expeditionary League.
I'm gonna stick my tongue in your brain and take everything.
Don't worry. The cooler minds will make a deal. I'll be sure to add you to our list of demands.
Things are getting complicated, aren't they?
Yep. Cog. What are you doing?
We're not gonna have
Cog's
this.
in the corner. You can see Tharden Rockseeker. He's got shackles on, bound behind his back. He's kind of hogtied a little bit, and he's unconscious.
Is he bleeding out, or is he just unconscious?
He's just unconscious.
Okay, then Cog
He's
still
got a big
hears
spot on
battle.
his head. He's got a big bruise on his head.
He still hears battle outside. He's
Yep.
going to pop here Boop. Oh, there are still bad guys. Pop up here. Boop.
Okay, so this.
Okay, so I'll move him around. He's eventually going to end up. I guess he'll end up outside. He'll end up outside, but his dudes are going to be one here, one
Okay,
here.
She's inside this area. Do you have freedom of movement, Ryan?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so the tentacle's trying to grab you. They don't, and
Oh, oops! This guy's supposed to be back here. My bad. And that's it. Comes back to that spot. So we're gonna do is flurry her first.
okay.
Wait, she's grappled.
She is grappled. Yes.
Okay, let's do. I'm gonna flurry from this position. So I take all these spots. And I'm gonna flurry from this position. One shot on her, and then I'll see if that takes her down.
Okay.
I assume she's flankable.
Yep. Oh wait.
Okay.
Wait. She's got a lot of eyes.
She does.
She's got like her head is full of heads.
She might have that same thing beholders have.
All round vision.
Yeah, that's it.
It doesn't say for Medusas, so I think they're just like little.
They're
Little
just
stupid
snakes. They're
snakes
not
on
like.
the. Yep.
They don't. Think
Watch out from her! Poof!
Nope, she's flankable.
Okay.
Damn it.
31. 33 with the flank.
Both hits.
No, it's just one hit on her right now.
Okay. Yep.
This is non-lethal.
Non-lethal. Okay. Take off 5 damage from the epic DR.
Uh, 58.
Okay. What kind of damage is this?
Non-lethal.
Oh,
Oh, bludgeoning. This is bludgeoning.
Okay. All right. So you're not breaking her poisonous skin. Okay.
She's still alive.
Oh, how much damage? A 58 non-lethal. That's after the -5.
Yeah.
Whew. You guys are.
Oh, 26. Oh, it's one less. I'm sorry. It's 57.
Okay. She's unconscious.
Cool. Need to work on the snake.
It's a snake.
20 plus the other one was 29.
Which one? This Rattleless?
Yeah, the one up there.
And you're flanking with it because you're reach?
Yep.
Okay. Do you have lunge or is it long arms?
No, it's long arms.
Okay.
43.
Yeah, you strike the snake.
Okay.
It turns around to kind of look behind you because it sensed some motion and it rattled a little bit and then turns back right as your fist is coming into its face.
Is Bard Song still down?
No, Bard Song's back up.
Okay, cool.
76.
Thought it was
This
more
is
important to have
this
that.
is also non-lethal. The 8th.
Look at you guys.
60. Is it still up?
60 damage? It is still up.
Okay, let's do it again. Now it's my second flurry, so this is my second action. Wait, hold on. I jumped.
Haste?
Yeah, I have flurry, and a haste. Okay, second flurry attack. 29 with flank.
Hits.
Okay.
Close though, at AC 28.
65 non-lethal. Do I subtract anything?
5. So.
So 60.
Okay. So I'll.
And
yeah. Time and then 60 is 115. That puts it out.
okay. That's it. I pop back.
Okay.
You can dismiss the tentacles now. They're unconscious.
The Medusa is out. Oh, they're all out.
Yep.
They're all unconscious.
I wouldn't have done that, except they go next.
Brenos.
I've got my Rage on already. My Ron John Rage on. They're stunny, horrible, aberrant thingies over there.
Are you saying that, or are you seeing that?
No, I was told that. It was information that was told to me.
Can't Thogrim see those guys?
They're kind of hard to see. Well, the angle from your cannon, I don't think it hit them from there.
I was able to hit the snakes.
Yeah. Closer.
These ones.
So.
Oh, yes.
It's going to be a long day, gentlemen. It's going to be a long day.
Indeed.
Brenos is going to move into the tentacles.
We're gonna kill you all. Oh, alright.
If you say so. Brenos is going to move into the tentacles. He's going to draw the Dwarven Thrower.
Right.
He's going to Bane Aberration.
Do you have freedom of movement up? Freedom of movement?
I think he cares.
I do have freedom of movement.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to
So it's
chuck
not
the
even
Dwarven.
difficult terrain for you. The tentacles are just.
Yeah, it's my battlefield. Welcome to my battlefield, tentacle things.
All right. This thing sees you kind of approach, and it's trying to move back. They're a little bit cowardly. But it bumps into his friend. It's like a bunch
Dwarven
of
Thor
water
gets
splashes at them.
chucked at its head.
What did you say?
So this is a plus 33, 34, 35. 35 minus 2 from range penalty. AC 39.
Oh, you blast the horrible watery thing that needs to go back.
Go away. We don't like you here. We don't like your cannon around here.
Gallons of water just go pushing out of it as you cave in the side of its head.
So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15, 22, 23, 45, 26, 27, 28, 29. Okay, so it only does 52 damage. I threw my hammer at it.
It doesn't have any DR. It doesn't like that. It's making weird noises, looking at you. Eamon, still blind.
Yep.
Heals a little bit, I think.
I think he. Yeah, this is the last round of healing. I think he's.
Zogrim, they're too far away. Like, you can't quite target them with the cannon. There's an 8-foot wall, and then.
Math is in the way.
Okay, so we're gonna attack these things, are we?
Before you were able to target at about this distance.
That's okay. Yeah, you know what? It's fine. I'm not gonna attack them right now.
Are you doing the final let you live? Like.
No, if they become a threat, that means they're getting closer. That means they're gonna get shot.
Okay,
You're
so
readying or
you readying
delaying?
an attack?
We're gonna ready a vital strike.
Okay, sounds good. Rugnat's out, Chief's out, the thing's in the water. Let's see what the range of their stun is.
5 feet.
So it floats forward and it's now in range. It's got cover, but you're doing touch attacks at that range.
Yep.
Bad
idea.
Right, that imprint where the hammer hit.
Yep.
23.
Yeah, it's rare that creatures have more than 23 other touch AC. With the cover though, no, you still hit. They're big water bags, big crabs.
71.
That rips through the side of its face. 71.
Oh, should we keep these things alive as well?
Yeah, if you can.
Shit!
All right.
Are you still alive, One Eye?
It's falling down because you kind of caved in the side of its head, and it needs to make a 40 save or die.
I think it's alive. Nope, it's dead.
The eyeball falls out the front.
Yep.
Nope, I fucking killed it.
Comes out
Sorry.
of share.
And this one gets to here, and it It tries to stun Brenos. They got these weird like rings of magic kind of going in between each of the other rings.
They're so 80s it hurts. All
Yes,
right.
Doing the
exactly.
Magneto thing.
Brenos, it's a fort save against. Is it fort or will? No, it's fort. Fort save DC 20 or be stunned for 2d4 rounds. Don't roll a 1.
We don't want to roll a 1 on that, and a 10. We're good.
Okay, it's really exposed. Would you?
I fucked up.
What's Amadeus yelling about out there?
Rezmir's here, and apparently he's come to some kind of accord with the Queen of the Mines and perhaps someone else. And he wishes to parley. Amadeus wishes to
Why
kill
would he
them
want
all.
to talk to fucking Amadeus?
Because he's probably got a thing where he can scry on him and cast a message spell.
Yeah, but Amadeus's mum wouldn't want to talk to Amadeus.
One, that's a mean thing to say. Two,
It's true. Do you disagree? Am I wrong?
Okay, you're not wrong. However, it would be much easier to scry on Amadeus than it would, say, yourself or myself. Given that he has probably vials of blood hair and all that.
From his time in captivity, says Agony.
Exactly, yeah.
He's piecing it together now.
We're just gonna. Let me know what the play is. For fuck's sake. We're just gonna pull
Well,
them.
it's probably not go to war with them all, I'm thinking.
He's not all at the same time.
No, that-
Agony just gives you a nod, like.
We're just gonna pull them at go at the edge and try to pull the Medusa down out of the tentacles.
Okay. You can see some of the mage gear.
Actually, I'll take mage gear. We'll leave the Medusa in the tentacles for a
Okay,
minute.
so you grab 2 mage gear. 2 unit mage gear, because I haven't detailed it yet.
Yep.
You're pulling stuff out of your looting. All right.
Looting.
Rootin', tootin', lootin'. All right, hungry swimmer. That's the P. The closest thing you have to an ally in this place.
I like him. He's got
we'll
this
send
charm.
him to go and parlay with the...
Him and his 2 guards. I mean, Amadeus even tell us about the guards thing. It's like a legitimate
You
so
heard
just
it.
feed us your leader.
Yeah, you heard it. 2 guards. Agony is going to fly hastily to this area here, the other side of the tentacles, just to get a look at what's going on. What the hell is that? he says to Brenos, like Brenos gonna know.
Eyeball crap.
Agony's just defensive this round. Sonny?
Sonny is. Do I have to impart upon you the level of concern that I feel at this moment?
No, it is shared, rest assured.
It is very concerning. Additionally, we've left a large number of people across the way. Should I feel the urge to attempt to rescue those people?
Yeah, you can go get your bird if you want. I don't...
Sonny's bird is with him, I think. It's in statue form, isn't it?
I thought you left him on the other side.
Sonny's bird is in statue form, but there's the civilians and...
Yeah, Barnabas gives
there.
0 shits about this. If not a rock seeker survives, he won't lose a minute of sleep.
If you need to, I can come along and they can hold their breath in my bag of holding.
Sonny is going to. I think we have Earth Elemental Sonny here. Where is?
If not, he's on another map. Give me a second.
All right. Sonny turns into great big Earth Elemental Sunny, because we got some people to pick up. He's going to turn into Earth Elemental Sunny.
Don't forget 6-1.
And he's going to grab Tharden.
So huge, Sonny?
Huge. It's huge, Sunny. Let me just confirm. I think I've got huge. I think I've had huge for a while. It's just like very dangerous to be huge. You just die instantly. They look at you and you explode.
Unless you're that kind of druid.
Yeah, he's not that kind of druid. And I'm going to pick up Tharden, and then
You mean Thogrim?
No.
Tharden.
The Rockseeker brother. The third Rockseeker brother.
Oh, yeah, okay, cool.
One that you rescued, there's one that's in
In the other place, and then one got killed.
In this area, and then there's one back.
We may or may not get that guy back, but this guy we can save, and we can get the other guy, and I'm going to attempt to rescue them. I'll be back. Or I'll be in touch. Let me know. I'll be in touch.
Barnabas?
Barnabas is going to make his way out. Let's see what's going on here. And he's going to dismiss his tentacles
Okay.
while maintaining Bard's.
The eye reacts to that. Alright. Slake.
Does Slake react to that?
Slake's going up the stairs. Gonna say hello to this thing. What the fuck are you? he's gonna. It's flying, so he's not gonna overrun it, but he is gonna slug it.
If it survives, Amadeus can drink from the aberrations.
All right. Slam with Bard Song and Good Hope. And
Hey, Amadeus, is that guy still talking to you?
40.
Nope, you stop.
Okay. You told us about Mr. Purple, right?
Yes.
Or Agent Purple. Okay. Do you think Agent Purple's with them?
I hope not.
All right. He slugs it for 52 damage.
I think he's in the water or near the water by the beach over there.
Buckets of water come plowing out of this creature's mouth as Slake is caving in one side of its head. It's snapping and trying to get at him, but Slake's just a metal can. Two moves and a slug. Amadeus.
That's one move. And non-lethal damage. AC 42. 44. Still up.
44 damage. Yeah, it's still up. 6.
AC 31.
You're hitting it again?
Yep.
Uppercut underneath its chin. Aberrant boxing.
Non-lethal.
Are you doing non-lethal on,
Yeah, 40.
on the second one?
Yeah. Well, it's fine. If it was still up, that's fine. This one's non-lethal.
40 non-lethal.
Yeah.
Are you adding acid into that?
Yeah, the acid would be 5 acid.
Yeah, acid. Yeah, that's it. Okay. This thing looks like it might be a bit crabby, but you
Go
You're in
ahead.
a different weight class than it, so it's got too many tools. It's like the multi-tool of it can do things, it's just not all of them very well.
I had a haste attack.
Yeah,
AC 29.
also a hit.
6 plus 52. 47 non-lethal, one of which is
That
his
knocks it
acid.
out. Okay, so 1 damage and 80 non-lethal. Okay, you knock the thing out. Gonna grab it. It's like trying to grab at you, and you're just like, I'm just gonna loop my hands around and smash it into the ground. And you toss the horrible thing around. And it's water soaked. It's like a soaked sponge, just gallons of water coming out of its face. Okay, I think that's ending combat in this area. All the foes are down, and we're at the end of a round. So we're 6 rounds in to combat, and there's another 5 rounds before haste drops, before divine favor drops, before haste drops, and some of your round to levels. So, what are you guys doing? There's still a scrying sensor around Amadeus.
Sonny is going to the teleport to the other side.
Okay. With Tharden, or are you leaving Tharden here?
I'm bringing Tharden with me.
Okay.
And what he's trying to do is get the people on that side and teleport them way the hell away from this place.
Got it.
There's still things on the beach, I think. We should finish them while we have magic.
Okay, so I bring Sonny. Give me a percentile, or is it a greater?
I don't have greater. It is a regular teleport.
Okay.
1. It is so on target. You've never believed how on target I was.
All right. Where do you want to go?
It would be at the on that stairwell.
Okay, up here. All right.
Yeah. Everyone, hurry! Come to me. It is time to leave.
All right. So for whatever reason, they've retreated into the Deadwood Hall, and they dragged Mag, and they're standing around, and you can hear boom, boom, like something knocking heavily on the front gate.
Come, we are going to escape.
Okay, so Ragnum comes around the corner. You want your prisoner? You see Gordon kind of.
No, leave the prisoner.
All right, so Gundren has no problem. Brother! He comes running up to Tharden. You found my brother! He seems ecstatic at that. Ragnum just nods and obeys Sonny's commands. Gordon recognizes Sonny and goes running up to Sonny and wraps itself around Sonny's leg.
We're going to need to, Madrick, you should go to sleep.
Madrick's like, I can't leave the anti-magic.
It'll be all right.
Look curse.
We're gonna.
And then Felgrim 6-1 is actually not there. Felgrim 6. Or did you leave him in this hallway, Ahmed? You're muted if you're talking.
He cast a rope trick in this area.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So he comes down out of the rope trick to see Sonny.
All right.
Is everything all right? Yeah, Sonny.
No, you're supposed to come with me. So there is trouble. We need to get everyone out of here. We need to get everyone out of here.
Okay. Sonny, you notice that all the cannonballs and the broken bits of metal and chains and things in that hallway where you fought the ghost has been organized. Like they did stuff.
They are cleaning. Yeah.
Yep.
One sec, I'll be right back.
All right. I'm just looking for like what is the most friendly go to sleep.
I'll hide here. I'll hide. You don't understand. The twisting magic, it hurts. And it is robbing my mind. He's got a few twitches as he's got 10 wisdom drain.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. We might be. Now that all those stickly evil people aren't around me, let's see what we can do to actually.
Is there anything you can do? Stay there, then.
Now the curse is the curse separate from the drain, or are they connected?
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. So is it just like a restoration?
He goes crying and.
Is a restoration what's needed to get rid of the drain, or is it like more complex than that? Like, do I know the answer?
You're pretty sure restoration will restore the drain, but the curse will continue to drain him.
Yeah. All right. Before we start
And
getting too crazy,
when he succumbs to this, he turns into one of those things.
It's bad. Yeah.
Or whatever happens to Faye with that. He sobs and flutters around the corner.
Yeah. No. Wait. That's not the solution here. I'm just looking
Tired
for.
to go then, says Ragnum. The fairy will be able to hide. He's good at it, even without his invisibility.
Just waiting for the twinkling to cease. All right.
All right, you got 5 creatures.
Yep. I could teleport with 5. I could teleport with 6. I could have gotten everybody, but he's okay. We're doing what we can. Okay, I'm going to teleport to. Where's a good spot to go? We're going to teleport to the treehouse because I like the treehouse.
Okay.
So, if ever Sonny's lost, he's probably in that treehouse.
Can you just make a list of the people that are at the treehouse somewhere? So.
Sure.
I'll also drag them off to the side and just go safe at treehouse. Give me your percentiles for your teleports. So.
Okay. Going to the treehouse, 58.
Yep.
At that point, he would be going, should I be returning to Barnabas using his telepathic power?
You're asking me if you should be returning?
Yeah, it's like 5 rounds later. Sonny's asking if he should come back.
Well, let's see in 5 rounds.
Okay. Yeah. So
Right.
Let's go back to.
So right now, Sonny and the gang, or Sonny and the crew, are in the treehouse.
Yeah. I created a green blob for the treehouse.
Okay.
Nice.
This is the treehouse in the swamp.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll just make a note on my sheet.
Oh, is
All right. 5 rounds. So Sunny disappears. What's everyone else doing? Amadeus is like, there's some creatures at the
At the beach.
water. Yep.
Probably go in order of initiative, I guess.
Hungry Swimmer's giggling. Are you? Slake's fine with going to. He drops Anger Town though because he doesn't have infinite rounds of rage. So
Of the ridge, yeah.
Yeah.
Just like Bard Song's not.
so Slake
Is down until we see.
Slake is advancing.
Brenos will catch the Dwarven Thrower, hook the Dwarven Thrower on his belt, and stop raging and move forward with Slake.
Good. You can hear it, just the rolling crash of the ocean waves, and those that are arcane casters just can feel every single time the wave hits, rolling energy. It's exciting and also dangerous because you're learned enough to recognize the wild magic zones and suffered not too badly. Agony's going to fly over to join Brenos.
Marty, what was Farkut, Farm Deccan's god? Was he a Dumenthoin or like a Latiger?
He had a Latiger holy symbol.
All right. Okay, that Brenos makes note to go take care, fix that before, just in case. Anyways, yeah.
All right. So Sunny is gone.
Thorgrim's looking at Barnabas. Should we collect our winnings?
On the
Yeah.
fighting's over, that's when we collect our winnings. Let's go.
We're not the only things bad down here, you know that, right?
And we'll kill them too.
Widget's gonna finish picking up wizard gear this round.
Okay.
Yeah, why would we be stupid?
Stuff into his bags. Mark down on the party treasure sheet. We've got
Collected.
Ebenezer's drop gear, five pieces, 5 units.
Barnabas sees you picking that up. He's like,
So there's at least a round of discussion with this group then. What's Amadeus?
Amadeus is moving towards the.
Moving towards. How quick does he move?
He moves at 70.
Holy crap!
Yo, what's down here?
Yeah. So Brenos moves at 60, so you can almost keep up.
The ocean is loud in this area. We'll call this booming cavern.
I don't know what happened, but Brenos' token. Oh, I disappeared.
Sorry, Cog. Yeah, I moved Cog and it's accidentally on top of you.
You've arrived.
what are those things? Or were you talking about the lobster balloons?
Yes, are they dispatched?
They're dispatched.
Excellent. I would not stand in the waters for long, but you've already been subject to this power before. You are incomplete. As promised, we can help you with this. Strip down and take a dip.
Alright, I think the fighting is done.
About time! Detect magic. Wait, no, not doing that. No, you know what I'm doing.
Okay, the party catches up to
You
Amadeus.
see a horrific sight as he pulls his robe off.
Amadeus is getting naked. There are weird flaps and hairs and like really bristly hairs and bumps and it's like he's fleshed like a melted candle and he's got humps and battle damage, which only adds to the horrific sight.
Do you know about the forces lying outside?
Some. They are not of our concern.
They will be.
Insects fighting each other. They do not matter.
Hey, Amadeus is thinking, well, okay, someone's swinging a big one. We'll see how this goes.
For some reason, they couldn't handle the crabs. Whatever.
No, Amadeus gets the sense they wanted to see if you could.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what the crabs were supposed to do, but they were the least threatening thing. We were the ghouls.
He walked up and punched them to death.
Well, if they had full rounds off and you were within range, all those little antennae thing were all hold monster spells, so they stun and hold monster you, and then they grapple and do bad things.
Oh, that is mean, though.
Yeah,
That is mean if you, yeah. Okay. Yeah, he climbs down into the...
Okay. the water is actual water, but there's two sets of waves. There's like the ripple from the water itself, but then there's this magical wave that kind of goes through the water, and you can see the multicolored energies of Limbo. And you have felt this feeling before. You're all tingly. You thought you were, well, you were paralyzed, and you were probably very fearful as a young, what was Amadeus Arrington?
Yeah, Von Arrington.
Von Arrington, yes. You thought it was the drugs. No, there was something in that vial that they injected into you that looks a lot like this water, or the energy in the water. Swim out to us.
Okay. He is scared, but
Okay.
he's at this point. He's like, "What's the worst they can do to
What
me?"
are you doing? Agony's picking up your stuff with his staff.
Well, come back. I'm gonna keep my shit.
The fuck are you doing?
Finish what someone else started.
Does this make any sense to you? Hey, you!
He's having an experience.
You think he's pointing at Barnabas or Brennus? No, he's pointing at Barnabas. What you doing?
Knowledge planes, I guess.
What's the question?
What is this stuff, and what's it going to do to him?
Okay, so what is this stuff? Okay, what is this place?
What is this place?
What is this beautiful
Yes.
energy?
What is this? What is this? And what is the energy coming from this place? Because this place is a cave. It's freaking irrelevant.
Yes.
What's the energy?
What is this beautiful
What is he doing?
multicolored
He's
energy? Yes, flowing through into the world.
I am going to do my sneaky deaky brain thing. I get a +4 because I've got my cognatogen going.
Knowledge points.
Yeah. I'll get 8 from Polly. Take 20. So I get 42, 46, 66. Add 8 again. 74, and we'll add 1d6. 78.
It is the ever-changing chaos of Limbo. In some text, it's also called Nirvana, I believe. No, sorry, Mechanus is Nirvana. The ever-changing chaos, the plane of twisting quicksilver and bits and pieces of rocks, trees, elements, entire landscapes, strong winds. This energy is directly from Limbo itself.
Okay.
It's chaotic. It is the wild magic here is likely just the symptom of Limbo leaching into the prime material plane here in the edge of the Elsyr Vale, in the Valley of the Lost Mines.
Okay.
What's it going to do to Amadeus?
Anything. Obviously, it could be anything. Literally anything.
Right.
It could. It's the energy of Limbo itself. Pure chaos.
Chaos, Amadeus could be unrecognizable when he returns, if he returns at all.
But yeah, if he's not completely just discorporated and turned into random elements, we might not even recognize him.
Amadeus, you begin to swim out, and it's dark here, and eventually you swim out past your past the edge of your dark vision, and it's just dark, almost salty water. Like somehow this is maybe even like seawater. Just these rolling bits of energy that seem to be coming from a fissure way, way down in the darkness. For a moment, you feel completely alone, and a little bit disoriented by the waves of energy and the dark water that you're swimming in. Your eyes adjust, and you can see there's a perfect bubble, and the energies sort of wash over the bubble, almost like a soap bubble. And there's a man sitting inside the bubble.
Okay.
We will call him Agent Purple, radio operator.
I guess he'll swim up to the bubble.
Yep.
I have an urge to do a really bad rendition of Man in the Mirror, but the Man in the Bubble, but I can't do a Michael Jackson, and it's all bad. Continue.
He lifts the little receiver up to his ear when you draw close, and you see he pushes a button. There's like this little table in there with him with this strange contraption.
Okay.
I see that you have arrived. Over.
Yeah.
Thing in your ear,
Yeah.
kind of. You must excuse me. Constant irradiation from the chaotic powers of the plane that is leaching into this place can have unexpected results. I do not wish to overdo my exposure to such energy.
Kind of looks at himself like, yeah, I get it.
You, on the other hand, have been exposed recklessly. I assume the mortals of the surface world from which you come do not appreciate the way that you look. It's rain.
No, they do not.
Strange jellyfish and weird little glowing creatures are visible.
They mock and demean me at every opportunity.
I see. You have suffered, and yet you have not given in to madness. This impresses us. We can make you whole. We have mastered this transformation of flesh into flesh long ago. The simpletons that experimented upon you are trying so very hard to solve complicated equations with simple arithmetic.
One of the scholars I travel with says I'm still changing.
Yes. If left untreated, you could become most horrible, most uncontrollable, and likely die through your transformation. Do you remember those that were experimented upon along with you? I suspect you are 1 in 20, maybe 1 in 100 to have progressed so far with such crude methods.
They've moved on to children.
Ah. Yes. Children's cells are growing fast and multiplying. I'm sorry. It has to do with the fact that children are going through growth spurts at a faster rate than adults are. Again, minor steps forward in their stumblings of scientific mastery.
I don't know if Amadeus understands it. He does have like max ranks in heal, but
Well, you notice he dumbed it down for you.
yeah. Okay.
All right, yes.
We know how to manipulate the flesh regardless of the age of the flesh. Again, our race mastered this technology long ago.
He looks human.
He does look human.
Your race, you look like a human.
This form is convenient.
I see. So you think you can save me?
I do not think we can. I know we can.
And what do you want in return?
A favor.
Amadeus just nods like, whatever it is, I have to say yes. There's really no choice.
We will make you whole. You will be able to function much better. Unfortunately, there is no going back for you. We cannot make you human. We simply can only fix the half change that has been placed upon you.
Probably better than what I'm turning into.
There will be a symbiote that will be placed inside you.
Okay. Doesn't look happy at that, but
It will allow you to gather power that you should not have.
All right.
It will help you sustain your new form.
Okay.
You will feed it in the same way that your companions are beginning to feed using deiforil.
So it's blood theft then.
Yes, blood theft.
All right.
Swim downwards. There is a pod. Climb inside of it.
okay. With that, he takes a big. He's got life bubble up. I don't know if that's active in here. You know what? He's going to take a deep breath anyway, just in
Yep.
case the chaos does weird stuff to the magic,
Okay.
and swim down to try to find the pod, I guess.
Okay. Amadeus swimming down. There's the scene of you swimming down into the darkness, looking for the bottom. There's these waves of energy passing over you. You actually, one wave of energy passed over you, and all of your bumps actually moved to the opposite side of your head.
Okay.
You're like, okay, this is not.
This is not fun.
You swim down, and you can see this ancient-looking pod. It's about 16 feet long. It looks more like organic than stone. It's got all sorts of tentacles kind of growing along the bottom of this of the sea. The pod opens as you're approaching it, and it's got this really clear jelly liquid kind of all inside of it. The insides of the pod look like rib cages and organic. Something out of a Geiger-esque.
I was thinking the same thing, actually. H.R. Geiger.
Yep.
Nightmares.
There's a vaguely humanoid shape to the inside of the pod, so you know which
Where my feet go.
your feet go and your head goes.
Okay.
You can sense things darting, almost about the size of, kind of like the shape of dolphins, but they're not dolphins. There's a couple of them, one to your right and one to the left, that you become aware of. Dolphins the size of small whales, and they might have tentacles. You can't quite see them, you just sort of sense that they're there, and they are curious or watching. You swim down to the pod, you climb in.
Yeah, with a bit of a sigh, he climbs in.
Okay. You climb into the pod. The pod begins to close just ever so slowly. You slip into this substance. Eventually, it just closes completely. At this point in time, I think Sonny is making contact with Barnabas. Is it safe to come back now?
It's safe to come back. Yeah, fighting's done. I think at this point it's like, okay, well, let's collect what we can and hope Amadeus comes back.
So you're telling me to come to you, yes?
Yeah, we're still not done exploring the place.
All right. So Sonny will attempt to teleport back.
Okay, give me your perception.
He is now using his arcane bond to teleport.
In other words, this is not happening again.
Well, no, there's mythic points after that, but
That's true, yeah.
I would rather keep the mythic points for other stuff.
Agreed, yep.
Where are we going? Where are we going, buddy?
E3, give me a second. There is a place in this area that you've seen twice. And that's the entrance.
I don't want to go to the entrance.
No, the entrance to this place. You've scryed upon the campsite, and then you've passed through the campsite. So you've seen this place multiple times.
Yeah, we can go there. I don't want to be at like the door at the front with the big dwarf and the treaties and the.
So seen casually is 88%, and you rolled an 83. It's only because you used the Farseer of Rest to look upon this place that you were able to teleport back.
Nice.
Yep. Which kind of reminds you, yeah, the Farseer of Rest is a really neat item.
Oh, I should use that thing again.
Yeah,
Thing's awesome.
exactly.
I'm going to start picking up.
That's just funny. I'm sorry.
I'll start picking up the bits of Nudro.
Okay, yeah, you're like, oh, okay, so you spend some time doing that. Every once in a while you hear a rattle or a hiss back down to the cave. Or...
Can you fabricate a broken statue of a petrified person back together?
Maybe with heal checks or sculpture checks, yeah. Like your teeth broken.
Thogrim's a sculpture.
Put them back together.
Well, if we have all of them here, so if we have all the sculpture bits, can I make it whole?
Yes.
Specifically, can I make whole greater?
Yeah. Is there enough weight? Like he's a man rock statue taking up a 5.
No, there's not enough weight. But I want it to work anyway. If he was a construct creature, no. I look at the spell. No, it would only be up to like 80 pounds. It'd be like a petrified bird. I can make a leg. I can make another leg. I can make an arm. It would take a while. We're just collecting up pieces.
Okay, so you're just collecting up his pieces.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just hoping there was a quick way to be like, haha.
That'll take a minute or two to do.
Sorry. A regular make whole is one object up to 10 cubic feet per level.
You should have tons.
So
Okay.
it's
You
a
have
regular
tons.
make
Yeah,
whole
it
might
should
do
be
it,
fine.
but the make whole greater can't.
All right, so are you casting regular make whole, or are you waiting?
Give me 1 second. Let me see if I have a regular make whole on tap. Yeah, I'm gonna cast a make whole on it. I'm gonna put the bits in a pile. I'm gonna make it whole.
Yep. Some of the bits go rolling into the area, and you have now a solid statue of Nundro Rockseeker. He's still petrified. You also notice the immovable rods nearby.
Cool. I'll pick up the immovable rods.
Well, no, the immovable rod is currently in an immovable state.
I will.
You're like,
Sorry, I concentrate. Actually, I didn't need to concentrate because it came from a wand, so I didn't have to concentrate on that. But yeah.
Oh, that's right. This one is probably gone by now.
Yep.
But you concentrated, and you can automatically make the check.
Well, no. It came from a wand, but I can concentrate. But
I think one's still.
okay, I can concentrate
Yep.
on it.
This would be DC 17, I believe.
Yeah, but it's from a wand, right?
Right.
I don't point on it. Let me just check what I got in the tank for mythic points, because this is a stupid thing to. It's gonna be a long day. I have think I'm going to let it ride and try again.
Okay, well, there's a chance it works.
There's a chance it works. Yeah.
Nothing happens. The spell does not function. The spell is not expended.
I shake my head. I shake the wand. I look at my spell list to see if I have any more.
You think you hear cockatrices. They're like the cawing of really wicked roosters out in the cavern. They sound far away, but you're... Yeah.
Yeah, I could attract them accidentally. All right, we're going to attempt to dispel magic in the zone.
Okay. That's a caster level check, 18.
Okay. I get a dispel magic in the zone,
and then you're able to cast from the wand, and you make a statue.
Yeah. Then I pick up the statue as an earth elemental.
Okay.
And I dimension door over to where I think the people are, which was over here.
Yep. All right. And by the time you finished all of that, you can see Widget poking through.
Yeah, I think
Widget and Thogrim are looting, basically.
Yeah, I think Barnabas is in the looting too.
Okay, Barnabas is actually heading back. Talk is keeping an eye out, it looks like. Or is he still an eye out? Or is he on Thogrim? Is there a reason why he's here, or did he accidentally get...
I think he's supposed to be with Thogrim.
Okay.
There is a reason. Thorgrim's not leaving his cannon behind. He's stuck around and he's trying to not identify, but he's trying to, like, he's moving the bodies to the magic to the safe magic area, and he's trying to detect magic on the magic items.
Area probably is run out by now.
Oh, has it? Okay.
It only lasts for 4 minutes, and 1 minute of it was cast.
Yeah, they're just getting stripped to nothing. Like they're in their undergarments.
Aiming,
so
invisibility more often is now helping you strip down their gear.
And Talk was there to alarm him if anything comes towards them.
Got it. Okay, so yeah.
He was hiding.
Talk does say something in construct familiar speak that Barnabas is approaching. Like he's sort of announcing to you as people are moving.
Yeah. Okay.
And then Sunny appears with a complete statue of Nundro.
The fairy is still in the odd magic zone, but I found Nundro. He's still a little rocky.
Well, at least he's one piece now. Good work. We may have lost Amadeus to the roiling chaos of Limbo. We'll see.
You see the big earth elemental blinking slowly. I wish I could have witnessed that.
It was more of a swimming thing. Swimming out to it. It's, yeah.
Cog asks Agony to cast light on something so that it can bring Amadeus back, help him find his way back.
Good idea. Let's see if Agony repairs light.
Brennos is taking a 5-foot step back as somebody's trying to just cast spells in this place, right at the edge of the Chaos Cavern Doom.
Oh! Actually, hold on. Does Cog just have...
Light is a cantrip, so it's DC 15.
Don't roll... Well, he needs a lower level caster, though. He ain't no...
He's a 11th level caster.
Yeah.
Cog's looking for a torch.
He gets a 24. There you go. He timed it in between waves of the waves of chaos. Not that that did anything, but it seemed to work. Slake's shaking his head at all of you, and he's patrolling around the beach. Every once in a while, he's like banging.
Yeah, trying to get, yeah.
All right, Amadeus, you climb inside this thing, and then slowly this sarcophagus thing closes. You can kind of see through little slits, like out into the area. There isn't much room for movement inside this place, as the whole thing seems to constrict. It's almost like you now see that it was made out of bands that simply kind of pull in opposite direction, and like some sort of cat's cradle like just begins to cinch closed, and it's like cinching around you.
Okay.
You're at the point where you can't move your arms out of their slots. You can move your fingers a little bit in your head. You can move around, and you can see that as things move, there is a couple of holes near the sides of your ears that lead to the outside. Those big dolphin things begin to move in, and you can kind of catch glimpses of them, and dolphins they are not.
Okay.
I'm going to expose some of the dark.
How many aboleths are fiddling with your foodles right now? That's a lot of space.
How big are these goddamn things?
They're huge.
Fiddling with your fidoodles.
So the question is, are these things actual creatures, or are they vehicles that these things are traveling in?
Nope, they're an actual creature. There are two of them that seem to be flanking the sarcophagus. They might be large. Let me have a look here. Huge. Amadeus is in the sarcophagus somewhere. These two creatures are flanking the.
Oh.
They are massive, long, have multiple eyes, kind of stacked upon one another. They're definitely aquatic. They're big. They've got tentacles.
Mark knows.
I was right. Oh, look at that.
Very familiar with the creature.
We are most impressed. Yes. The master is not impressed very often. Yes. You manage to keep your sanity. Yes. One of them must be just the yes man.
Because
Yes. He has instructed us to teach you. Yes.
okay, he's just stuck in his pod.
Normally we turn your race of and dwellers into aquatic scum. But you are special. Yes. We look forward to understanding why you are special. Perhaps the master will give us some time with you.
Okay. Well, he's in no position to argue.
Tell us, how have you survived? How has your mind coped with this transformation?
I've learned to embrace pain, to use it as a fuel for my ambition.
And how did you embrace pain? Yes, tell us.
The worship of Loviatar.
And how did you turn to the worship of Loviatar? Yes, answer the question.
A magic made me realize the error of my ways.
What magic? Yes, tell us.
A card thrown by an undead jester.
A card.
I cannot explain it beyond that.
Show us. This weird little tentacle comes in on either side.
There's holes, I'm sure.
No, both tentacles kind of like leaves go over your eyes, but then they force your eyelids open, and then the tentacles wrap around your eyeballs. Show us.
Okay.
It's as pleasant as it sounds.
Okay.
Okay, so the images of that weird jester guy in Undertown throwing a card at you, and the card it stuck to your face a little bit and glowed and turned you from lawful good Amadeus into lawful evil Amadeus. Magic. He was transformed. Very unlikely. His soul tainted by magic. If it is magic, then it can be undone. Yes. If it is magic. We must tell the master. There is a back door here. No. What? It is a weakness. We should build a weakness into this one. Just in case. Your eyeballs are let back into your skull, and the tentacles. Yes. Just. Slave to Aboleth. Damn it! They swim away quickly as something else is descending. There you are. Do not mind them. They know their place. You see in one of the tentacles there's this weird jar, and there's this tiny tadpole inside of it. Also, other tentacles from the Aboleth that come in, they look like they have crude tools.
Okay.
One that looks like a weird syringe, and another one that looks like a weird syringe, different liquids in it.
Alright, I guess that's what he's here for.
Okay.
Makes a quick prayer in his head to Loviatar that he may be strong enough to endure the pain.
Interesting. Yes.
Just see faith.
They inject you, and oh no, it's happening again. The horrible pain from the transformation. Then they begin to cut as they're making room for growth.
Oh, this sounds awful.
They did not.
This was not in the brochure.
Yep. They're also cutting into your rib cage and opening up your rib cage.
Okay.
They saw into it, and then the bands of the sarcophagus that you're in loosen enough for these clamps to move in, and they open up your rib cage. Not completely, but it is definitely open. You can even look down, and you can see your weird organs pumping and blood flowing into the ick a little bit. It's almost like this ick is keeping you from bleeding out. And then a little chamber opens. And you can see that the thing in the jar is now being let down into the chest cavity that was opened. It looks like a baby version of the Aboleth, but it simply slips inside and you can feel it moving around.
You know, having just had things grow in and burst from his chest,
Yep.
probably a little traumatic.
What shall we do with the receiver? Leave it. I wish to talk to my servant. Yes. Meanwhile, there's cutting and sawing, and there's transformations. It comes in waves. Oh, that's going backwards, and they seem to like inject in a few other places where you're growing all weird, and soon after this, you pass out and come to, and pass out again, and the nightmare is still going on. But slowly but surely, your skin and your flesh is beginning to even out.
Do you want I should check on Amadeus?
If you can. I mean, you could be discorporated into pebbles at this point.
I don't know at what point the process is, but Sonny's going to try to talk to Amadeus' brain.
Okay. Amadeus, you're in the middle of transformation at this point. You're catching flashes, and there are at least 3 other presences there. Ancient and horrible.
He's in a lot of pain. A great deal of pain.
This is what happens when you are slowly being discorporated into pebbles or grains of wheat.
Okay, the surgery is roughly over as they close your ribcage back up after inserting the thing.
So, one second. Une petite pause. He's currently being discorporated.
No, that's Barnabas just guessing.
Well,
what
or
they
whatever.
possibly
Like,
do.
he's under lots of pain under a transformation.
Yeah.
Talk to him.
In a realm of chaos where magic doesn't work correctly. So if I snuck an atonement in on him during the whole thing, just a little sneaky atonement, just a little sneaky poo. Okay, I don't think we will, but we thought about it. We thought about just sneaking it. Wild magic sucks. Just sneak an atonement in there. He'll never know. Maybe he'll be nicer. This is traumatic enough. I think so. Mark, unless you object dramatically, I think Sonny's going to try to sneak an atonement in on you using the his transcendental bond, basically to hit you with this spell without needing to actually touch you with the spell or be there. Just put a little bit of volcanic in you. Just give you a little bit, volcanic loves you, man. Why just do one of those
Mark
things.
doesn't object, but I suspect it's going to tear him apart because I think that's the weakness they were talking about.
Well, so Sonny, when he hears him going, oh, Sonny is making with all due haste that he can back to any protected magic zone. If we don't know, like if these are all worn out already, then stabilize the magic. He's just going to do it himself. So he casts a everything starts with a cast. I think he's going to
Stabilize magic. So Thorgrim, Widget, and Eamon all look at Sonny, who's now Panic Barnabas there.
Stabilize the magic. I have an idea. Stabilize the magic. Quick. Make it stable. The old man is freaking out and wants magic. Widget is willing to accommodate this in terms of
Sure.
Like if you're going to start casting spells, I'd rather you cast spells with stable magic field.
Okay.
Yes, so the field of magic is stabilized with actually a greater dispel magic. So
Okay, that lasts for
long time.
1d4 times 10 minutes.
Okay. And then Sonny is going to spend a mythic point to use the Transcendental Bond to
10 minutes.
touch
course.
To touch Amadeus through his mind to atone him of his sins.
Okay. You have a set of prayer beads or other prayer device worth at least 500 gold pieces.
Yep. Like I've got the stuff for the spell. Like I've got
Okay.
the.
Yep. Okay, Mark. One of the functions of this spell, there's no saving throw. Does Amadeus have SR?
I gotta double check. He's close to SR.
Yeah.
Monk, so you might.
I think it's 12.
Double check.
I'll check. It would be like
Magic fixes everything. Or he explodes into tiny bits and I feel guilt for a while.
comes back as a kid, like, oh.
Ooh, this was a terrible mistake. Monk.
I'm super strong. Oh god.
Diamond Soul is 13, so no.
Okay. I don't know if you get Diamond Soul as a Tori.
I do. I just don't. I don't have it yet because.
Okay, there's no saving throw to this, which means that Amadeus' alignment change from lawful good to lawful evil is gone.
Okay.
So Amadeus is now lawful good Amadeus.
Okay.
Lawful good with free will. With free will. Free will. Will for everybody.
Cool.
Sonny's,
Probably
and then he's going to
horrified
try to contact
with what
Amadeus
he's
again to
done.
see if he's still
Yeah,
screaming.
he's horrified with what he's done. All the people he's killed. He's seeing all their faces and hearing all their scream. The people he's tortured. Oh yeah.
Oh, he's screaming louder now. Uh-oh.
Now we need to get rid of insanity.
I think
He's immune actually to insanity, so he never gets relief from the pain.
He can never imagine the pain away.
All right, the Aboleth continue to work, and then eventually they just sort of remove their tentacles. He's done. And Amadeus, your flesh really hurt. They've cut it up, and the flesh is starting to turn translucent. It's almost like parts of it is schloughing off.
Okay.
It's really painful.
I'll make a change on my character sheet.
So where are we going in after him? Are we going in after him?
We're not going in after him. It's fucking pure chaos. That is what turned him into what he was in the first place. Is that what you want for yourself?
No. Preferably new.
With the racking guilt and the things that you've done, the fact that you've avoided trying to undo the badness, you kind of gave into it for a while.
Free will, I say.
I think there is a case to be made that Amadeus may, in his current predicament, not just be able to handle lawful good,
That's fair.
and is torn in the middle.
I think he'd be neutral.
Yep.
Like I said, it's free will, and it's now your own actions and your own. But if you go, well, the compulsion made me do it the whole time.
Yep. So, Mark, you have the choice of, for a brief period, you return back to lawful good, and like, while your skin is coming off because it's been manipulated by chaotic energies of Limbo, shaped by lawful evil Aboleth, you're thinking about, like, do I still worship pain? I actually enjoyed it. Like, is that really me? And like, oh, you're yelling while in this weird sarcophagus at the bottom of the sea.
Yeah, I'll go with the lawful neutral. Like, he'll have this mentality of Yes.
It's going to be a twisted lawful neutral. Though.
Oh yes, it
It's
is.
going to be.
It's going to be there are those who deserve to suffer, and it's my job to make them suffer. But protect the innocent. If you don't deserve suffering, I'll protect
I
you. If you
designed-
deserve suffering,
I designed
I
this
drag
business.
you into the sewers and you scream for days.
Like the Punisher or
Punisher.
the Batman, you know.
You're a vigilante.
So you're going to be the lawful neutral equivalent of Slake's chaotic neutral.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
All right, so remember to feed it. Yes. And it will serve you well. Do not remove it, or you will die. We will come to see you in some time from now. Until then, go. With single-digit hit points, and your body hurting with every movement of it. That gel kept you from bleeding out, but the gel is also doing weird things to your skin. It is like the worst case of
Shingles.
like you sit in the bathtub for too long.
Okay, yeah.
As you get out and you actually push off, like you probably want out of this place.
Yeah.
As you push off, a little bit of your skin from your hand is stuck behind as you push off. And then as you're swimming away from the Aboleth, you actually see the little globe with the guy actually talking inside of the orb. You're pretty sure, Amadeus, that this guy, Agent Purple,
Was that guy?
his true form is this.
Okay. Yep.
And he was one metric ton larger than the other scary Aboleth.
I'm a slave to fish.
Okay. There is a strange buzzing in your chest and in your ears as something is trying to talk to you. And there's a weird high-pitched screech as something attunes to you. And Amadeus, as a bonus language, you now know how to speak Aklo.
Cool.
As a second bonus language, you also know how to read, write, and speak Aboleth.
That is probably the first character I've ever had that knows how to speak Aboleth.
There's all these like weird shapes and blocky sigils that begin to appear in your mind.
Now, do you have to stick your head in a bucket of water to actually speak?
Does Amadeus have any ranks in knowledge dungeoneering?
Hang on. No.
Okay. As the last power that he gets because of this transformation, he gets a free rank in knowledge dungeoneering for each of his class levels.
Okay.
Nice.
Like an extra
It's like
campaign skill.
He's got an extra campaign skill.
extra background skill. Yeah.
Cool.
Amadeus, as you're swimming, it hurts, but you realize that your form is just your old form is kind of flaking off of you
That's horrifying. Like,
as you're swimming.
we've had the discussion of I've had the horrifying dream of my teeth are falling out.
Yep.
This is everything is coming off. This is
So Amadeus, you go like this with your arm, and your skin goes through it like it's bacon grease.
oh God. Okay.
Are you gonna start wiping it off?
Yeah.
Or?
May as well.
Okay, you start wiping it off while you're in the water. There's all these flakes coming off, and like, oh God, you're pulling off your own face.
That's awful.
But the bumps are gone. And there's just this symmetrical face of muscle, cords, and rage. as Amadeus sheds his skin and no longer looks like Lumpy, but Amadeus complete.
Oh, that's a rage machine right there.
He looks less good than he was before.
Oh my. I did it. Please don't hurt me.
That is.
I identify with the Deep Widow's Peak and the balding pate. I identify strongly with his hairdo.
By the time you reach the shore, you realize that they also healed you. Your transformation was painful. You still have all sorts of swirling thoughts in your mind. The Aboleth complete the transformation that the lighthouse doctors could not. But you feel something that is inside your chest that has hunger.
I will feed you.
You know what Mimi's voice? He doesn't have a sloppy mouth anymore.
I'll feed you in a moment.
Yes, mother.
Little one.
You can hear banging as you're swimming. Ding, ding, ding.
Swim up that way.
Okay, there's a stone of light in this little area. Maybe in this area, and you can hear Slake picking.
Okay. He will
Around.
move himself up to. He'll move himself. He'll swim over the light so no one's surprised when he comes out of the water.
There's something there.
And he starts climbing.
What the fuck?
Easy.
Amadeus, is that?
He looks back to the others. He kind of grabs the end of his one of his javelins and actually holds it down for Amadeus.
Amadeus grabs it and hauls himself up.
Pulls him out.
You're all. Well, yeah.
You lost
Cog's,
your hunch.
Cog's not very sure. He still
I
has,
think the hunch is there.
Well, yeah.
Hey,
Well, it's kind of evened out. I mean.
well, you look more symmetrical. Cog holds his hand to Agony like on the magic items from behind his back. Like
Yeah. Agony looks a little confused. It's Amadeus.
Yes, it's me.
Well, let's go fight. Let's go continue fighting then.
Fixed me as best they could.
What did?
Creatures. I'm not sure what they were.
Why?
Because I didn't go insane.
Knowledge? What the hell is this thing?
Amadeus?
Yeah. Not like the
Yeah.
knowledge. Religion, knowledge, nature, knowledge, dungeoneering, what am I looking at?
Yep.
Specifically for identifying creatures and their weaknesses.
Sure.
Alright, so 4, 5, 10, 12. Brenos. 23.
23. This thing is an aberration augmented. It is still an outer mutant human. It is a transformed human into an aberration. It just looks complete.
He's the same.
What were the stat adjustments for
that?
For that? Yeah.
I'll look it up. Oh, sheet. It's +4.
There were no minuses, right?
There's no.
Outer mutant.
I don't believe so. No, it's the only thing you suffer is you suffer a -6 to disguise checks because you look like that. It's hard to hide the big hunchback and stuff.
Got it. Okay, so yeah, all right. I'm fine with the skill points and the free language points.
Okay, so that's...
And now the ability to, you have your focus.
Yes,
For you to
that's
commit blood theft.
yeah.
Which is hard to take away. The big cannon's a little bit easier to punk.
Yeah. It's gonna be. Yeah, I'm still working on that.
It's I think that's Amadeus. It's you.
I just said it's me.
What did
Well,
Rezmir take from you when he captured you?
Do I remember?
Yeah.
He took blood, hair,
And the
What thing did
and
he
my
take
and
from
my
you?
pity, my Steelrose pity.
agony, like that's good enough for him.
All right.
So
Do you know?
he chucks the bag of gear at your feet.
Gonna just
Do you
show
like
you what I can do with a
knots?
rope.
Cog wouldn't have liked it.
Didn't like it the first time, did you? Gives you a nudge.
Yeah, his arms are still kind of bendy and like he's still. Where do you still have the tongue of horribleness, or is it coming out from a different place?
Oh, it comes out of your hand like. That's awesome.
You know what? I like the tongue.
You like the tongue? Okay.
The jaw just dislocates like a snake and.
All right, that's different. And he looks down at the weird multicolored scale that is changing colors.
Put your pants on before we go back to the mages. They've got weak constitution.
Yeah.
He puts all this stuff on.
Okay, Amadeus's friends stand around and make sure he's got all of his gear. Are you hurt?
Oh, do I still have the hit point damage?
No, they heal.
Oh, okay, that healed. All right.
No,
The
I'm-
damage was to your old
My old skin.
Your old meat suit.
no, I'm fine. I think this is new.
He shakes his head.
We still have a fight ahead, don't we?
Well, Rezmir wants to talk, apparently.
Fucking head off.
I think Sunny's going to be going back into Sunny form because Great Big Earth Elemental form is way too friggin'. That is just nerve-wracking as heck. It's really hard to hide from Amadeus if he's mad at me when I'm a giant elemental.
Okay,
Barnabas,
Amadeus comes walking around the corner. Barnabas,
do we want to fix
you
the
pick
rock
up
seeker
a
here?
scrying sensor, come into range.
Oh, the whole time?
The whole time. Rezmir wants to know what you guys are doing, and he probably got a bit of a show.
Mm-hmm.
He's been very quiet.
He's probably going, holy shit, what the fuck?
Oh, they're in league with a bunch of Aboleths. Maybe not. Hey, so
Yeah,
there we go.
The sensor is back, and you.
So, let's take a walk, shall we? All of us. Where's Barnabas? There he is. Into here.
Where the mage's private sanctum?
Yep.
All right. Slake doesn't quite understand that you're going inside there for magic reasons.
do you want everybody to come or just the?
Yes, everyone.
Have we finished collecting the magic items?
Yes. You've got a bunch of
Well-
dwarves.
We'll drink the bodies. We'll bring the bodies with us.
All right.
Like all the bodies.
We'll drag the statue.
Let the can I have a bit of help here? Those frickin' stairs.
Yeah, okay. Slake and Agony, Amadeus start pushing the cannon up the stairs.
Test out the new legs.
Yeah, they're not knobby and off kilter.
Dragging Rattalisks into this room. these things were just creepy. They weren't special, right?
Sunny doesn't get any vibes of specialness about them.
Is there...
Sunny can actually kind of detect mythic.
Alright.
So.
Mark doesn't know the answer to this. Is there a spell or ability that detects mythic?
You've got
It's called the Druid, who you're not going to be mad at for dicking with your skis in the middle of your transformation.
Maybe we'll just hold on to that anger for a while and let it fester.
Okay, so
you were busy. There's no way you could have felt me in your
you
mind.
dragged a bunch of creatures inside. Okay.
That's a fair point. He was in agony, probably.
Right, or you're also very perceptive.
Are you going to kill the Eye of the Deep? Or are you going to let the killers know that this thing just...
that is that thing natural? It's an aberration.
It's an aberration.
It's like...
No, aberrations are not natural to the living world.
That is not a mythic being.
You're sure about that?
Well, I'm certain it's not a mythic being. It's... Now, if it died, I wouldn't be upset about it.
No, neither will I. Someone kill it now. If it's not mythic, if it's not going to feed off power.
It might have potentially useful bits in terms of craft.
But again, it doesn't need to be alive.
Are they spellcasters?
Who?
The tentacle monsters with the eyeballs.
How are you checking?
I'm thinking about it. I'm asking for part of it, or Brenda's. Not Brenda's, part of us.
They have eye rays and a bunch of supernatural abilities, so not normally.
Yeah. No, not typically, just supernatural abilities.
Unfortunate.
Barnabas, it actually does not look that comfortable standing right next to Amadeus. He'd sooner stand next to the eyeball thing.
Horrible eyeball monster. There's 3 basilisks piled up in the corner here. This is a very busy. We've filled this.
Yep.
And
you no longer feel the scrying sensor when you wandered into the mage's presence.
There we go. That's good. All right. So, Amadeus, just so you know, if there's anything you want to share with us.
Some fish things with tentacles and eyes did this to me. I feel kind of bad about some of the things I did.
I gotta say,
But
you're
some
looking
of them
pretty good,
deserved
let's
it.
be honest.
But some of them deserved it. And I got a thing in me. A little fish or something.
What?
It's not the first time you've had a thing in you. You've got like the little squidgies and the bug, and there's a crystal at the one point.
Oh, but this Agent Purple said it would let me feed like you do.
Hey,
Bloodtheft. That's what you called it, right?
just saying that more things have put things in you than haven't, to be,
Yeah, I don't recommend it.
Brenos is going to go pick up the Fardekin's holy symbol.
Okay.
So we keeping the eyeball or no?
If it's
let's just kill it the way with our deiforil and get
Brenos is
it
going
done.
to drag it out of the thing
Yeah.
and then kill it. Just
Okay.
gonna-
Yeah.
All right then. So, he seems alright, I suppose.
Yeah, well, just so everyone is aware, whatever happened to you, Amadeus, I believe Rezmir saw the whole thing.
Uh-oh. Maybe you should know not to mess with those things then.
You described them to me.
Like fish, but like eyes and tentacles on them.
Some do.
No, but real tentacles, like a squid. Based on the description, can Barnabas figure out what it is?
Sure.
Knowledge planes?
No, knowledge engineering.
Dungeoneering. Okay, well, I'll take 10. Aid from Polly, 42, 52.
A race of malevolent eel-like aberrations with the potential for psionic powers. They're called Aboleth.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like Aboleth, which, just for those of you who aren't aware, is not particularly good news.
They originate from the realm beyond, but have invaded all sorts of places in the planes and in the prime material. They are extremely cruel and highly intelligent. Among the most dangerous of races across the multiverse. Holders of many terrible secrets thanks to their unique genetic memory.
Barnabas is suddenly feeling a little bit of envy.
They're born fully aware with all the memories of their ancestors, making even the youngest Aboleth a frighteningly deadly predator. Wow. They are aquatic, though. So, middle of a vast desert might be the best place they could go.
You might want to find a more arid environment.
Their society, for the scraps of knowledge that you have, is alien and bizarre. There are likely some sort of hierarchical structure in their lawful evil society. You don't think they worship gods?
Okay.
Although maybe some of the Aboleth leaders' powers could rival that of deities. When they do appear on the Prime, they tend towards old ruins, deep lakes, old temples.
Mines.
Apparently, there's some of them that took interest in this place.
We can see why.
With 60?
No, it was 54.
Okay. There is a name for the kind of like the vast Abolethic network empire. It's called the Abolethic Sovereignty.
56, I forgot my cognate.
Okay. That when they rouse from their, sometimes they sleep for long periods to enact very long-term plans. Yeah, there's a lot of conjecture at this point.
Yep. Okay, so Barnabas shares all that, then looks at Amadeus. So,
Oh, they are masters of transforming people into these like aquatic fish people. You know that their attacks actually turn your skin translucent, and if you leave watery areas, you take damage. And some of them are spellcasters, some of them are psionicists, and they're just generally dangerous.
Barnabas shares all of this, partly just to show off.
Okay.
And then looks at Amadeus. So, good luck, son.
Are you?
And the DM is pleased.
How do you feel?
I feel good. I mean, physically. Strong. Everything's even. In the humps, even.
Oh, good. You didn't go weak on us. You didn't go soft.
Not this guy.
Right. So we've got warring parties outside. We've got some justice to me out. And
We're doing that first, because ain't no way we're going to cough up any of these assholes to the assholes that are outside, just in case. I don't think these people are allied to the things outside. You never know!
Never know.
So how do we do this? We need deiforil.
I need deiforil.
I think we already have the things we
And
need.
then Brenos doesn't know if his sword counts because of its artifact nature, but I know he was holding it before and it was part of the thing, but I didn't know if he actually that had to be the thing that killed or not. Yeah. We don't really. We're still kind of working out the kinks of the process.
Alright, so let's get to stabbing already.
Well, maybe we can allow that it's just the two of them. I'm trying to remember who doesn't have
Mythic,
three of them.
Felgrim, Agony, and Slake do not have Mythic. Oh, sorry, Amadeus do not.
Amadeus.
Perhaps we'll let the our three friends who have not yet supped try first. See if Agony's got his.
We've got a lot of bits to sup from. Why don't we have them sup on some ghoul hearts or the ratilisks? Well, everyone, this is.
Oh yeah, steal all those ghoul hearts.
Oh yeah.
It's gross. There's that one big heart and a bunch of the little ones. And when the big heart pumps, the little ones are pumping. You can already see they're starting to regrow like veins from the hearts.
Oh, that's
Like
disturbing.
they're starting to reconstitute into ghouls.
Prestidigitates his hat again.
Oh yeah, it's just black and horrible, sticky blood everywhere. Okay, so we got ghoul hearts. We got these rattle things and the Medusa. Somebody, can you put a bag over there? Put Medusa's head. Now what?
We join hands like a bunch of assholes and start killing.
Yeah,
Ring around the slaughter docks,
Now, Sonny, can you tell if our dwarven enemies have discovered the same thing we discovered?
I think Kobalt and the priestess did. I don't know about Rugnat. And I think that Fairdecken actually did something too, but he died already.
So Sunny goes over and inspects them. Rugnat is not a mythic being.
Okay.
Chief Kobalt and and Crystal Sorceress do both have a minor sense of importance about them. And there is nothing mythic about a dead
guy.
A dead guy, no.
Yeah.
The barbarian is a barbarian. Shakes his head. He's a little bat, like just sort of hopping over the bodies.
Outside, do it outside. We'll wait for you. This is a clean room.
Slake sticks one of the spikes from his armor and up into the guy's head and drags him out, making a bloody streak all the way out.
I know you do that just to spite me as he's walking by.
This is for my clan! Ah!
Are you certain we can't keep one? So he's looking at Barnabas of like, these two are both like caster people. They're good. We could.
No,
Hamster.
we can't, Sonny. I'm sorry.
They are important. He's gonna flat back onto the cannon.
So,
What do we have that's deiforil?
well, we have the dagger, and we have the pick.
And you did something to your cannon.
My cannon and my hand have deiforil. Yes, I don't know. But he shows him his hand.
Give me
Look,
some of the ingots. All the things you have magic on them.
Who's got the ingots?
Thorgrim
Thorgrim?
opens his bag and takes out the ingots.
Okay. Slake moves around. He picks the biggest one. He's got a rock. Effectively.
There we go. There's a. I suppose we can take turns.
Well,
What's he doing?
He's got a rock in his hand. A deiforil ingot.
So
Can Sunny like sense sort of the relative power of these things? Are they all around the same sort of potency?
So Sunny begins to concentrate. You've got a mythic rank 1 chief, mythic rank 1 crystal sorceress. The Medusa is a mythic rank 3 creature.
Oh,
And the Rattleists are mythic rank 2
okay,
apiece.
peace.
So, yeah. And then
the ghouls and
the ghouls,
Ghoul King.
the big-ass ghoul was a mythic rank 2, and the lesser ghouls were part of his they were just part of his...
you're part of his too. So
Yeah.
So the hearts don't do anything for them.
The small hearts don't, the big heart is the one that has
so
the mythic
Get
power.
rid of the
All right,
small
so
hearts.
we have 4 moderately powerful beings, 1 potent being, and 2 minorly potent beings.
And I did not count to see if there was an even distribution of mythic or whatever. So we've got a mythic rank 3,
All right, the three of you haven't fed.
4 mythic rank 2s.
Why don't you start with the Medusa and share that?
And one of which was the ghoul heart, and then we've got 2 mythic rank 1s.
Mhm.
Or hearts.
And Sunny apparently is able to sense their power. You can mark that down with the weird things that the
Sunny can do. Yeah.
the Sunny clone can do.
I'm gonna add it to his list of oddities. I believe where is your quirks? Where is your
Because
quirks?
remember, the beginning of Legends was the White Wizard showing up to rescue you, the party members because you were special. or had the potential to be special.
Can sense the potency of mythic creatures. Can't be killed by doppelgangers. Difficult. Can't be drawn. Yeah. Can't be cloned. It's very difficult to clone. All right. Well, here it's. If we, I think I can go to the texty thing, and then I can move these around. So if I was just going to go Slake. Slake. If we go like Brenos, Amadeus, or sorry, no, Brenos, Barnabas.
But we know from the first one that we can share.
That you can share. Well, I'm wondering if we can do this in a way that's a little bit less weird. We end up with a little bit short. So if the 3 new guys split the 3,
Yep.
they will each like catch up.
They get a rank. Yeah, they're all caught up. After
Um,
that, we're still a bit short.
Then it's I think regardless, these 2 are Slakes. I think just by
No, I think Slake gets the.
So Sunny also plays by different rules. So
Sunny's not one of the people being counted.
Yep.
Oh, that's
So,
right. Yeah. Well, we're still short though.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Or
5.
You've
Yeah,
got
9.
10, and you've got 5 people.
Well, we know we've got 8 people.
Oh, right. Are you guys going to jump a little bit ahead of the guys that are just getting their mythic?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Which I think we do. So it's
Yeah.
basically everybody here gets 2, and then these guys get 1 each, which seems really shitty.
Yeah, it does.
That's
Okay.
incorrect. We've done the math
No,
wrong.
the 3 who haven't each get theirs. They each get 1
Yep.
out of that 3. That leaves 10 more to be divided amongst the whole group.
Exactly.
Yeah.
which means a bunch of people are going to get one, and then some other people will get another one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which
Is Barnabas aware that he got a larger share of the last one?
Yeah, you get yes.
Okay, Barnabas will sit out.
You're aware of how much mythic XP you have.
Okay. I believe I got a larger share of the last one. I'll take a little bit and then I will step back. Because we divide treasure evenly.
Thorgrim gives you a nod.
As best we can.
they haven't had any before, so they should catch up.
We will let them catch up and then we'll do a division. Again.
Right.
Amongst all of us with what's left.
Alright. That's fair.
Given what's outside,
Along
I
the
want
lines
all
of the
us.
charter, right?
Yeah, so Widget has 2 XP right now. Barnabas has got 2. Slake, Cog, Brenos have 1. Agony, Amadeus, and Thorgrim have 0.
So Widget will step out with Barnabas. Like, we'll take 1 from the next pool and then step out.
All right. So so you're basically giving Mythic to Amadeus, Agony, and Thorgrim. All right.
Yeah.
So the group of them put their hand on the deiforil dagger.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. I based on what you said, I wasn't sure if I need deiforil or...
Thorgrim closes his eyes like,
You can
oh.
perform blood theft with the thing inside. That made me think, do I need deiforil or
Yes. The thing inside of you is only the
collection source?
the battery, and the deiforil is the delivery.
I need like a sharp tongue piercing made of deiforil.
Thorgrim's wondering if he can just punch things
Yeah,
with his
for
fist.
Amadeus. So the group of you, I guess, are all holding onto the pick.
Yep.
And the 3 of you drive the pick through the skull of the Medusa. At first, there's nothing, and then there's this surge of power. Oh, the little thing inside you is so happy, it's just swimming around in circles as you're feeding mythic power into yourselves. Thorgrim, your hair bursts aflame, and you can feel the power going into your deiforil hand, and your cannons glowing. Agony begins to roar, a draconic roar, as the scale in his breast begins to flick between all the colors of the chromatic dragons quickly. I can hear her, is what he yells. Agony is now an archmage.
Okay.
Okay.
As he has picked his path, as he commits blood theft, draining this ancient power from this ancient line of Medusas. So Agony, blood theft.
What is Thorgrim?
Mythic tier 1, 1 out of 4. He has ascension, blood theft from Medusa. Thorgrim, what path are you going up?
Thorgrim has also gone up the path of Archmage. Yeah. Wild Arcana. Now, question. We have a path ability. Do I have an extra path ability for a legendary item?
Yes.
You
But
get one, and you get one on top.
So I can't take that ability again until 3rd, right?
I think that's how it's working.
Yeah.
Every time you get a mythic rank, it'll get another power.
So yeah, his second ability is his second path ability is crafting mastery. So if I have I can craft any magic item I want, even if I don't have the feats. If I have the feats, I can do it at half. I roll twice, and I can do it at double
We'll
speed.
get to what you guys pick because we're
awesome.
finished dividing the XP.
Sorry.
I'm glad.
That's awesome.
I'm glad you've done it. Amadeus, what are you going up in?
Champion.
So scary. As Amadeus commits blood theft and feeds the Abolethic tadpole inside you, and you feel power.
Barnabas should be Archmage. Genius. Not Trickster.
Medusa and Oh, you change yours to genius?
Yeah, once I saw the genius thing, I'm like, he's got to be a genius.
All right. Okay, that blood theft is done. We will take a break after we finish doing all the mythic XP, just to update our characters with mythic before continuing. But
Okay.
you have thieved power.
So I think the way the math worked, Widget and Barnabas will share the ghoul heart.
Yep.
Okay, so Widget and Barnabas nudge each other as there's some quick sketching out of the power based off of what Sunny's telling them. The big beating ghoul heart that just got the horrible blackened stuff kind of coming out of it. It's trying to regrow into that nasty, corpulent, hungry ghoul creature. This thing has probably been in this mine area since the fall of the mines, hundreds of years ago.
No guilt. No guilt.
What weapon are you using to commit the blood theft?
The deiforil dagger.
Okay, so the two of you have got your hands on the dagger, give each other a little look, and then plunge it in. There's all sorts of purple electricity that is arcing down upon the heart from Barnabas's head, and Widget's cloak just seems to be seeping its shadowy tendrils towards the heart and grabbing the power. This is not enough XP for you guys to go up your level, so Barnabas gets a 3rd XP, committing blood theft from the what was this thing called? This thing.
The gluttonous chief.
The gluttonous chief. Yeah. Thank you. In Widget, you gain your 3rd XP. You're 1 XP away from Mythic rank 2.
Cool.
Because you also partook in the blood theft of the Cabernax node, right?
Certainly did.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that Brenos and Slake will each kill one of the dwarves.
Okay. I got the chief.
I'll take the sorceress. Brenos will. He doesn't know. Does he know if his sword can do this by itself, or does he need the
No, you know that your sword can do this.
Okay, then he's going to use the sword. Also in combat, that means he can just be like, I'm just fucking killing everything. But no, he's not a jerk. He was flat blading in the fight.
He
So.
could,
Nice, yeah.
and then if he achieves too high of a level, his companions look at him and start drooling. as not all of this is going to be totally even because you are thieving.
Nope.
Brenos, you angle the sword downwards. Do you say anything as you call it?
Fuck you.
I'm going to. Was there any sign of who she worshipped? Probably Latiger. It would be Latiger or Doomithwin.
Could be Latiger, yeah. She was traveling with a priest of Latiger, although she seemed to like things that were really icky, like these Medusa staff.
Hang on, guys. Let's. I want to just, as players, discuss this. Do we want to do it the way we're doing it now, or do we want to go? Okay, these characters are going to go up to the next tier first, and then just like stack that power, and then once they're there, the next guys get the next bunch.
Because if you do divide it, none of the other
even
guys...
I say we get if we trust our characters. I think trust each other.
We've been good with treasure so far. However,
I think
if a certain character doesn't trust with this, I get that with this group.
Cog and Thogrim are comfortable with that. As a character, I think we can make the decision if our characters are trusting of each other, and my characters are trusting of the group.
Okay, now if that's the case, now how do we do this? Sorry, I threw that out there without.
No, it's
like, wait! If we divide the power evenly, we may not, you basically...
The chief potency!
Yeah, the potency would be better if we... What? You're gonna make me not. I'm caving in his head.
I think Brenos and Slake turn and kill. Like Brenos will say a word to Ludiger and a word to Dumathoin, about like accepting that from the beyond or what have you, and I think we're killing, and then we'll have the conversation, which might take them out of the running for the next point. But it's
Yeah, that's fine.
It could be something we do next
Yeah,
time or from now on.
Slake
Just yanks this guy up. Fuck your clan.
bashing his head in with the pick.
Forget I said anything.
I know it's a good point, but let them get their.
Yeah, no, there's a thing that needs to happen.
There's
I'm
this
seeing
flash
it.
of green as a bunch of energy flows from Chief Kobalt, who probably stole it from something just recently, and his lifeless body falls to the ground, sizzling.
Okay,
Slake has performed blood theft upon Chief Kobalt.
Brenos will say the prayers and then thrust the blade into the heart of the crystal sorceress, give it a big twist to rent the chest cavity open. She like death. Maybe somebody will come and turn her into a corpse or a zombie at some point. We'll leave the head on.
And in that blood theft, he also kills the clan chief of the Brickhammers, fulfilling effectively the
writ from
the leaders of Overlook. Brenos, you righteously slay this very dangerous sorceress who is in league with the clan that did horrible things to dwarves. You act as executioner, and her stolen power rides through your blade, and you technically do perform blood theft.
Feed the dragon.
Of the crystal sorcerers. Yep. There's a roar of a dragon that all of you hear as Brenos does this.
You were saying.
We'll discuss it next time. It's fine.
Okay, so those single mythic ranks and potential enemies, had they gotten away, who were going to play the same game as you, are lying dead at your feet, bereft of any sort of mythic power. Right, you have 6 mythic XP left, and if there are some people, if they got 2 or even 1 mythic power, they would actually achieve their next mythic rank.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
If we're doing fair split,
If we're doing,
then if we're continuing fair split, it would be like Amadeus. It'd be they kill a snake,
yeah.
and they kill a snake, and then you would have the whole 6 of them kill the last one and see like, who gets the, who gets
No.
Well,
In
yeah,
my
you could
opinion,
spread out the XP amongst Cog, Agony, Amadeus, and Thogrim. That would be 4 XP, and that would even them up somewhat.
well,
Right,
my
that brings
opinion.
everybody to the same level.
One person could leap to the second.
And then we could bump one person up from this group, or you could bump up both.
My opinion is this:
and Barnabas.
Widget Barnabas kill a snake, Brenos kills a snake, and Slake kills a snake. The other 4 will get next picks. We'll get the next set of XP.
I'm okay with that.
Because that gets you guys.
However, I'm going to tell you right
3,
now,
3, 3.
Barnabas doesn't get that much more powerful with second tier.
So
There's a decent shot that Sunny, from just clearing up the zone, may or may not be at second tier. And I'm looking at this going like, all my dudes got second tier. Like, this math makes... Now, Brenos is probably one of the stronger... Like, the champions are much stronger at second tier. Like, the Archmage's first tier is, like, the biggest.
Keep in mind that I'm also granting a class power at your second level, like this is your non-feat level.
Yeah.
So
there is stuff. We could do this. This maximizes the second tiers.
So, if you want to look at it that way, this ability, a second for Thogrim would give him fly for his cannon.
Yeah, it'll require 3 XP for
It will require 3 XP. So, if you want to look at it that way, but I think I can give him spellcasting. And can the thing cast shrink on itself?
Crying out loud! How fast does it fly? Your cannon.
It would fly at 30.
You know what? Barnabas would give up all of his mythic if he just fucking get that thing to move.
The other thing I was thinking of is taking magic, mythic spellcasting and casting there's an it's like a give me one sec. It is a first level spell that can be cast with a mythic level, and it becomes like a massive tray. I don't remember what it's called. Floating disc.
So I'm confused here because it can right now it can move. Like it can go up the stairs and stuff. Like it'll walk around.
If you give it
moves at
intelligent
10 feet,
animate.
though. Like it's still
If I give it
slow.
intelligent animate.
Yes.
Okay, so I lost track here. How many points are we giving up? The last 6? Is that what we're doing?
It's the last 6, and we're trying to figure out if we're bumping Breno, Slake. So the widget Barnabas thing is: are you making the casters more? Are you giving casters rank 2, and then the 2 champions rank 2? And then this is what's bugging me.
What is?
Both Cog and friggin' like both Ahmed's characters aren't getting ranked 2.
That's fine.
That's what
I'm fine.
Now
Next
the problem
time
is right now there's no way to do it. There's no way to spread this in a way that they like it because they're both behind in points.
Yep. But a bunch of mythic creatures are just in the valley.
We could just go to the valley. All right, these dudes are killing these snakes.
I think get these guys going. That's my vote, and I'm fine with it. I suggested it. I know where my characters are. I'm happy with being first tier for now. I'm good.
Okay. Great.
Okay, so who's killing first snake?
Was it Widget and Barnabas?
Widget and Barnabas. We're
Okay.
gonna kill the first snake, and we'll see how this goes.
So blood theft.
How was it?
Radlisk.
How
does it feel to have Radlisk blood in your hands?
of mythic Rattlelist.
No guilt.
Watch out for the eyeballs. Keep them shits away.
Widget, the 2 of you move the dagger to one of the mythic Rattlelists. You take its life as well as its mythic power. Purple lightning into the stone in Barnabas's head, and your cloak of darkness absorbs the rest. You both achieve your 2nd mythic tier.
I wasn't ready for this.
Neither was I, actually.
Well, we're gonna have a bunch. We're gonna take a pause in a
Yeah.
moment and do the upgrades.
Okay. Branos is going to bump shoulders with Slake, and we're going to 3, 2, 1.
You're letting Slake and Brenos kill the next one.
They're the only.
No, the statement was Brenos kill 1 and Slake kill 1.
Oh, you're making the champions go up to
Yes.
Tier 2.
2nd tier.
Yeah.
They already have an extra XP over the other guys.
Oh, that's insane. Okay, all right.
That's what Ahmed was proposing.
Well, they're the only ones that have the XP to actually make it. So.
Yeah, their eyes glow green. So you guys are maximizing your power for the fight that's outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see what you're doing. There's a green glow from Slake's. From
Partial
Slake's
tears aren't doing us any good right now.
He takes that hunk of deiforil that he's got and just starts bringing it the basilisk.
Yeah.
So graceful.
He is beauty. He is grace.
Brenos puts the sword in a downwards grip, and then just slides it into the big lizard creature, righteously slaying the Rattlelisk, which is a danger to the dwarves and people of Elzir Vale, gaining its power. Both Slake and Brenos gain their 2nd mythic tier.
Nice. Can't believe you guys left me behind.
For at least 2 sessions, we'll have to carry your stupid cannon around and not bitch about it.
Yes, we'll move it.
Sonny has defeated the horrible corpulent ghoul threat. He has defeated some blood thieves, as well as defeating the Medusa squad. Sonny gains 3 XP. He is 2nd mythic rank.
Nice.
That's good, because I was running out of mythic points.
You need 10 XP to get your 3rd mythic rank. So Sonny is halfway there. Barnabas is 20%. Yeah.
Where's the XP chart?
There's a little table under Mythic Trials under the Book
of Legends
area.
Oh,
Okay, we have some characters to update before proceeding, because this happens with your blood theft, gaining the powers, which we also need to talk about what Mythic Amazing Initiative does in our 3 action system. So we'll take a quick break here. I'm also going to grab something to eat. Depending on how long this takes, may or may not continue tonight, but if we do, we'll see you in a bit. If not, this will be a good place to push pause. Okay, I'm going to end the recording for this chunk.
cool.
Edit.